Howdy, everyone. How is everyone this beautiful evening? Hope you're as great as I am. I'm pretty good. A little frustrated, though, because this dude can apparently go 48 hours without having some sort of damn meltdown. And then he had multiple meltdowns, which were really hard for me to not want to watch right away. But hope everyone else is doing great. There's another thing I'm annoyed by. Last night, I watched No Country for Old Men. It's one of those movies I kept on putting off for so long. How come no one told me this movie was so damn good? I'm very frustrating. I've been hearing all kinds of stuff about other movies, but I never hear anyone defend that movie or talk about how great it is. And I'm sure not because, oh, it's shit, but damn, it's really damn good. Oh, anyway, I could go on about it. But man, that guy. DSP is the guy. No, that's that man. I'm still good. That guy is the dude in No Country for Old Men. That dude is brutal. Just taking people out for nothing. Hey, you might be tangentially related. Go ahead and kill you. Yeah, I heard about the botting thing, and I have my thoughts on that. The biggest thing that I take away from the bot saying, it's not really too much to say, is I think that he knows that it's not trolls, but he knows he can't like call out the person who's doing it. That's my guess. And second, I know that he knows that it's bots because this dude freaks out when there's even 50 extra people in his chat. And this guy had what, 12,000 people? There's no way he wouldn't have just became a nervous mess. Oh, no way. So let's start with one day ago. Is a streamer harder than a 9-to-5 job? Double dead stream and full day of 28 in tips. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, is that this dude is in code black about Final Fantasy VII. Heads or tails, call it. Well, shit, there's really no downside. You kill me or I don't die. Tails. Tails from my boy Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm dead, sweet. What's going on with Roku? Alright, so let's get cracking on this one.
Hello, Mr.
Hey, in case you all didn't notice, I'm in the break room of the Clone Labs. Pretty cool, huh? We can't clean up the slime. What? What'd I do? There you go.
Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy.
That's pretty funny, Lackbracky. Sweet.
Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help!
Is that too quiet? It's a little quiet for me.
Is being a streamer harder than a 9-to-5 job?
That's fine.
I guess the question would be, there's a lot of qualifying questions to answer that. Like, what's the 9-to-5 job? Is it a job you like? Like, is it an occupation you actually enjoy? Like, most 9-to-5 jobs I ever had, it was more of a grind for me. You know what I'm saying? So, since I'm grinding 9 to 5 and I don't really like what I'm doing, I'm just doing it for a paycheck, I would say, no, this job is much easier and better because I love what I'm doing. Since I enjoy what I'm doing, this is more fun than any other job I've ever had. It doesn't feel like, oh, I have to force myself to come here every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like doing this.
This dude... Okay, so this dude cries all the time about how stressful his job is, how it's really tough, and how you guys can't really understand. And all you jerks, you don't realize how hard it is to be me, Ree, and have to beg all day. But now he wants to try and claim, oh no, I love this job. I love having fun. What a load of crap. DSP, you look perpetually miserable all the time. The only thing you enjoy about this, DSP, is that you can sit on your ass, wake up at 11:30 in the morning, stagger into your office, and scream at your chat. I admit that's kind of envious. Well, maybe. But, I read, no, I only make DSP clones. LTG clones are way too dangerous. And also, I'm a little proud of him that he didn't come out and say the dumbest thing that I thought he could say, and that would be, yes, of course it is. It's way harder. That would have immediately annoyed me. But he did try and play it a little bit more diplomatically, and then go into the stupidest perspective he could go into.
So,
no,
yeah,
I actually love
is
this
no,
job.
for me,
Bull crap.
Anyway, personally.
No, I can't. He's too dangerous.
Fuck you. I don't do honest work. Only suckers do.
What do you mean? What is a 9 to 5? Is that some sort of detractor reference?
A week, over full-time hours. I work more in the days that I stream than if I had a 9 to 5 job. I work more now than I ever did. Like this job, I worked more doing this than I ever did for any other job that I had.
I always like that clip because he kind of tells on himself. Are you serious? DSP, you never did any work at your other jobs? Because you're already doing almost no work, so you're working more here. I'm doing the math in my head, so you didn't even bother to show up at your other jobs. That explains a lot. That explains why you kept getting fired.
Had previously.
Is it work doing this? Of course it is. Especially me, the way I do it versus other streamers, I have a set schedule. I, put a lot of effort into what I'm doing on each particular stream.
That's
There's a
not
lot of
true.
setup
That's
behind
not
the scenes
true.
and all of that. It's not, I just stream whatever I want, casually, and get a million fucking views on everything I do. And people just toss me
Dave
money
is getting
to
in on
turn
the
stream
action,
on.
huh?
It's not like that for me. It is work. But I love the work that I'm doing, so therefore it's
I heard the
it's
quote
fun,
from Asmund Gold.
and it's definitely better than any job I've had before. So
I'll wait
is
till
it
he's done
easier?
with his
Of course
take
it
before
is.
I tell my take. On
I'd
it.
say it's much harder to do something. I didn't change the schedule for today.
Yeah,
it's
there's
much
the hard
harder
part
to do
right there.
something that
Schedules.
you don't like and only do it just to make a living. That's the hardest one, because then you're forced to do shit that you just really would.
That's
rather
what
not
you're
do,
doing
and your
right
mind
now,
has to kind of be,
DSP.
shut off when you do it, so you're not bothered by it and stuff like
Okay,
that.
okay,
right?
well, hold up a second. DSP, what are your options here? You're making this job. You're brute forcing this career because, quite frankly, DSP, you should have started seeking other employment. Oh, really? When should he have started? I would say probably around 2018 is when he really, really, really would have done well to start looking for other employment. Because this dude is bottoming out so hard right now. And even then, he was close enough that maybe he could have retained some of his capacity to work. But now he's basically an old man whose body has withered away as though he were on a space station or something. So no, there's no way this dude could even work if he wanted to, really. But he wants to tell us that it's a tragedy when you have to work because you have to, and not because you love what you do. Right? Yeah, you should have started
I would think that would be much harder to do.
Started my own separate
actually having a
helicopter
job
company.
that's fun to do.
It's better and more interactive.
And I've been there. I've had many jobs that I did not like, and I just did it for a paycheck.
people say I'm lazy.
Right, Isaac.
I'm like,
He
how
makes
can you
his
say I'm
schedule and then
lazy? I'm
brags
here
about his
6 days a
schedule,
week, full-time.
showing
I
that he
don't even
works
have
so
time to
much.
spend with my wife, but I'm lazy somehow.
Defeat the fiend.
Okay, my thoughts on if streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 job is that it's too really complicated to say. There are some 9 to 5 jobs that are quite frankly far easier than streaming. Some data entry jobs are really easy. There are some jobs I had where I barely even had to show up. It was so easy. I would say my job right now that I work is probably easier than streaming. When I work over in the courthouse, it's easier than streaming. That shit's easy as hell. But you also have to realize DSP probably doesn't, is that, and Asmund Gold probably doesn't, is that there are jobs that are going to be infinitely harder than streaming on the ground entry level. So saying that streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 job is empirically false, because no, there are 9 to 5 jobs that will nearly kill you. But it's not to say that 9 to 5 jobs don't exist that are easier than streaming.
This fiend?
Fiend.
A white terror.
Oh god, that thing looks cool. Yeah, if you have a lot of work you put into your streams, then yes, it's going to exhaust the shit out of you. Something that DSP never has to work with.
Dude, I'm almost dead.
This guy, what all does he do for his streams? Shows up
Whoa,
and starts...
oh my god, what level is this? What the hell? It killed my whole party with one
God
attack.
damn, this wolf is a
What the hell
beast.
is that shit?
The White Terror, that sounds like a legendary enemy. Everyone's getting gouged out. We need to make some sort of mythical creature that spawns gout.
Why is there an enemy?
If he had said working on Oral Rig isn't as hard as streaming.
For a quest that's your level.
Say
That wipes your whole party with one attack.
I thought Derek makes a schedule. No, Derek's schedule's really easy. It's just spank it.
Why do we have no
day.
HP now?
There's a meme
fight
in
with half HP now. What are you
what
fucking
is it?
stupid?
American Dad, where Steve's schedule, he shows his schedule
And
schedule
Eric has
book
no
one time,
MP,
and every
which is
single day
why
says spanking it.
She didn't heal us.
That's Derek's schedule.
You guys are very quiet in chat. What's going on?
Because it's
Why
boring,
is no one
man.
talking at all?
We want to see you get bopped by that wolf some more.
I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I feel like people are just RPG'd out. I feel like if I didn't play Baldur's Gate, Like a Dragon, Sea of Stars, and now this, then you guys would like this game. But I feel like everyone has seen so many RPGs over the last few months that people are just RPG'd out and like falling asleep. I like the game. I'm having a good time with this, and everyone's just sitting here quiet. You know, it's like, okay.
Are you guys going to talk to me at all?
Yeah, I heard about that too, Banana Jones, that he got botted more.
So a lot of people are not talking to me tonight, which is weird.
And sometimes people don't know what they want. If you were kind of new to the DSP show, or you were new to a DSP stream, and you said, oh, I want this guy to play Final Fantasy VII, you don't realize you're not going to have fun with that. Even me, there are times when I want him to play a game, and then he plays it, and I'm not enjoying it. It's really shitty. It's not funny, it's not entertaining, it's not hilarious, not even on an ironic sense. So there are many times where people in his chat say, hey, DSP should play his game, and then DSP plays it, and it's trash, and you regret your statement. But DSP, he does kind of see a pattern, but of course, his narcissism automatically removes him from being at fault. I agree that it's RPGs that are causing the problem, because DSP is at his most boring when he plays an RPG. So, yeah, don't play RPGs, DSP. You'll kill everyone.
I'm having fun with the game, but...
Green Mega
Yes,
Man
they
2, what you're
wanted
saying
this.
is you want me to skip all of the side content in the game that is in a huge amount of meat of the game that was added specifically for this version of the game that's not present in the original game. Just skip it and turbo through the story. That's what you want me to do. How about
If that's what people
show
want.
up and watch and enjoy an RPG, or don't.
There
It's
you
an
go.
RPG. You're not supposed to fucking turbo through it like an asshole and misrepresent what it is. I used to do that 15 years ago. Everyone complained, wow, you rush through games, your playthroughs suck. Now I enjoy them and do all the content. Oh, that's boring. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Toxic behavior.
The problem, DSP, is that you were more entertaining. I'm not going to say you were a better person. That's always a misunderstanding. When I say DSP was better, never in terms of personality. He's always been an asshole. But who he was 10 years ago, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth would be pretty funny with DSP of old playing it. Making a bunch of obnoxious sex jokes and all that kind of crap, and saying that Remember that time that Hulk Hogan said the N-word whenever Barris shows up? Stupid shit like that. I would enjoy that more.
Do you know what an RPG is?
Yeah, I always go to extremes. I gotta skip everything. I can either do a speed run or I can take 400 hours to complete this game.
Jeez.
It's really one or the other.
I swear to God. Like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Never good enough for anyone. Everyone just complains constantly about everything. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, if you
don't
do
like
one or
RPGs,
the other.
fucking attend streams of RPGs.
Yeah, I hate nursing home
Ffil,
streams.
listen. Your behavior is toxic. Once again,
Yes, exactly,
if
Scream.
you guys like the Final
It's weird to
Fantasy
say
stuff,
that
please
DSP had
support it.
more
As
passion
guys can
back then.
see,
Because
we
you
went
would say that
from
DSP never had
a
passion.
slow-ish launch day to yesterday an overabundance of support, and now today it's like back to nothing.
But
You know,
but it's
This
fine
is
because you got
literally
supported
the
yesterday,
tips
right?
is 1 Minute Man and a $1 tip from earlier, and that's it. Now, some of you have super chatted, and thank you for that. No memberships whatsoever today either. So, you tell me. I'm enjoying the game. The content's great.
DSP is boring as fuck.
Graphics
It's
are
only
great.
the
Music's
detractors keep me on the
great.
farm. That's true.
I don't know what I'm
Same
I'm
with
supposed
the
to
other
do.
detractors. They keep me entertained.
I think if people are just tired of RPGs, just being honest, I think they are. So I mean, I don't think there's a chance I could play Dragon's Dogma this month. No one's gonna watch it. People are RPG'd out. They want variety. They want action. They want combat. They want different things. It's too many of the same game at once. And I said this 100%. I said it earlier this year that this was going to happen. There's too much of the same fucking kind of game. And people just get tired. And I hear it. I totally hear that, you know?
I feel I should make up a term for this thing that keeps happening with me in DSP. I want to say it's something like parallel agreement. I think that DSP should start doing whatever the hell he wants. And yes, the argument can be made that he always does whatever the hell he wants, but he always does this approach where he expects everyone to tell him what to do when it comes to what games to play. And then when they fail, he yells at them. And he says, "Well, I warned you guys. Dude, you're the captain of the ship. You have all the power here. There's no board meeting that can fire you, Ffil. You're your own boss. You're above reproach. So really, you should just do whatever you want. You should play whatever game you want." Except that that's not really how it works. That's DSP basically lying. This guy is utterly attached to the donation and monetary support that he gets from his viewers. So much so that they essentially control this dude. And the other factor is that he likes being able to have someone to blame. If he chooses to play a game and that shit fails, he really has no one to blame but himself. And you see how that is not acceptable. That's not going to be an option.
Oh, man.
No, Ffil, you told people to backflip off the Empire State Building if they don't. Guess what? They went out and touched. Yeah. Oops. Lost them.
I just want you guys to understand, I'm very happy for those of you that are here hanging out with me and having a good time with the game. I really do. I understand that not everyone can be supportive every day.
That's a good point, Bob.
Really, I do. I'm not overall.
No, you
things are
understand
all
that's
right.
why you're manipulating
I'm just
them.
saying that it's crazy with this game. How am I supposed to judge how much I play it? The first day did not so good. The second day did insanely good. Today is deader than the first day. So how do I judge?
Yeah, that's
how
very
much
true
to
as well,
play
Bob.
Final Fantasy
I can't just
VII?
leave my job. I
have
wish
no
I could.
clue.
There were many days.
Right? So I think we are going to alternate. Like on my plan, I talked about this on the podcast today. I said I think what I'm going to do is alternate between this and Baldur's Gate, and I think that's just what we're going to do for the month.
So
Because obviously,
people are RPG'd out. You guys do not enjoy this. You are not having fun watching me play RPGs. So I'm going to go ahead and play a bunch of RPGs this weekend. Or not this week, this month. Sound good? So we're not even doubling down. We're quadrupling, quintupling down. The feedback is looking you right in the face and saying, DSP, people are not enjoying the RPG. DSP says, well, then the RPGs are just going to have to continue. It's that meme of beatings will continue until morale improves. They should have a t-shirt with that and have DSP's face on it.
I can't rely just on this game when 2 out of 3 days so far has been so slow.
My favorite episode of Tales from the Crypt, I really don't remember a lot of the episode names.
Help!
Ah, that's
Thanks for
good.
being a chill audience. For those who helped with the gameplay mechanics, thank you for that as well. And I shall be back with more later on this week. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this first big dose of 11, 12 hours of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth within the first few days. And now we will get further in next time around, okay? All right, thank you all, and I will see you
That can't be true, Sunful.
soon.
I believe you, but I can't believe that.
Really
you know what I mean?
This is
That's
one
crazy.
Of the
This dude's
games I've had in a long time.
so detached from reality. It shocks me every day.
All right. By the way, guys, please let me know how the volume sounds, because Basically, I now have different volume levels for everything. My microphone is much louder.
I probably would
So
have
I
picked
need
it
to
up
know
if
if,
Tips and
if
Tricks
this
was
is
talking
better.
about it. Tips and Tricks is still around.
Oh wow, I already fucked up.
Getting beaten up here, huh? Used to work customers 10 hours on me. Yeah, there's been, I mean...
We can't do it. It
Oh,
sucks.
shit.
I want to do it. It's like the one mission I can't do.
The job that I'm working,
It's literally the one
whenever I
mission
have to
that
work
can't
at
do. So we're just gonna go to the
prison
story now.
or
That's
the
all.
treatment
We're
facility,
just gonna do this. I did
there have
like
been
literally
many
everything.
days where
I
I
don't
just
want to
wanted to
grind
leave.
in the optional dungeon for hours to level him up another 10 levels so we can survive that mission. So I guess this is just something we're gonna have to do later. Volume
Yeah.
sounding good?
No.
What sounds
My weekend
low?
was pretty
When you
good.
say it sounds low, do you mean the game sounds low? Do you mean my microphone sounds low?
I mean it, in general. I'm deaf, DSP, that's what I mean. Stupid. Wait a minute, are we safe scumming? No, that's not acceptable.
But guys, again, tonight, if you could,
What does Dragon's Dogma 2 play
please
like? Or
support
Dragon's
the
Dogma
stream.
in general?
As you can see, it's been pretty slow, and we already had a really slow stream of Final Fantasy earlier today. Any support would be great. Anything.
That's funny, Banana
all right?
Jones.
So
I know
thank you
that
in
they've been
advance,
messing with
and
him
I'll
a
be
lot
back
in
in
terms
just a
of
minute.
different
I'm a
little
beggar on my
skits.
stream. I just keep asking for my fans for support.
Ripley's Believe It or Not questions and all this
What
and
on
that.
earth do we do now? What are we supposed to say to that? I don't know. Look, you might have come to terms with all this, but I just can't do it. It's real, it's fake. I've got no idea. Even hearing all that, Polykhana's teachings are all I know anymore. If they said I could go to Nele Island,
What is this?
would go.
Okay, I remember.
Oh, I
Okay,
would want to
I'm on
go.
board.
that's what I taught the kids.
My
That's
bra is
what I
broken.
believe.
Yeah, and he needs to get a
It's
high-end
kinda
bra.
silly though. I'm like, I understand, but at the same time, it's like saying nothing can ever change if you're so used to one thing you can't accept the truth of reality.
That's
right?
this guy I'm looking at right here.
That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's just it shows.
But that's
a
you,
complete
dude.
Lack of maturity and a complete lack of intelligence. Honestly, you're just not willing to grow. You're so emotionally attached to one line of thought that you're never ever going to accept the fact.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Even when evidence is presented directly to your face about it. No, I still want to be ignorant.
This is more evidence of DSP being a character actor. There's no way. There's no way this dude is so detached that he doesn't realize that he's describing himself. DSP, people have been twisting your arm for nearly a decade and a half, trying to make you, I don't know, grow up to any degree. Some of these people were genuinely concerned about you. They cared about you. They wanted you to grow and mature and become a better person, and you said no. Even with your content, people were begging you, please, DSP, please go to direct capture. No. Please, DSP, please work on your setup. Please work on your layouts. They're so trash. No. Please, DSP, quit shitting on your fans all the time. Quit attacking people. Quit begging for money. Quit doing all this. No. To this day, people are trying to help this dude, and he says no. And the reason why he always says no is because he always assumes that he knows better than you. You are stupid. You can't be as smart as me, Ffil, the smartest person in the world. There is a top to the mountain, and I'm on the top, okay? And the other thing is that he's super lazy. He's extremely lazy, but he always contextualizes it as though he's a hard worker as it is. So doing anything more is outrageous, you know? But you want to project other people, DSP. You want to tell other people. And I think that he does, whenever he does these projection moments, I feel it's a self-soothing technique. That him stating it shows that he understands that concept, but because he's not doing it, that means that he doesn't need to do it, if that makes any sense.
I don't know, man. That's pretty dumb. That's like me, right?
That's like Ree.
That's like me.
Like real, like Ree for
Alright, anyway. Guys, great stream tonight. Great progress in the game, right? This is cool. Chapter 8, I like the fact that now we're in a different
you can't
situation.
change
You know,
a
the whole game
narcissist.
was 40 hours.
Yeah, those
in
people have
pretty
left.
much Hawaii, so now it's good
And
to go back to the
most
game,
of them,
there's
he
variety,
kicks
and keep this
out.
going, and I'm excited to see how the new
Lavinia
season goes.
just
I'm
wanted to
excited
help
see,
this dude.
What these new questions
There's the
are. You
door.
guys saying it's not formal side quest, so I wonder what it'll be. This should be pretty neat, right?
So tonight has been incredibly slow for contributions, and tips help more than anything, and I need the help coming up. I got to
bras
drop money
will-
tonight for a game, and later this week I got
DSP's not going to wear a secondhand bra?
You know,
What are you talking about?
consider it. If you can. No pressure, you don't have
Never.
to. But if you were going to contribute and you were holding out and waiting for the end, See if you can be top contributor. Please tip me if you can.
Just give me the
okay?
damn money.
There's still this back.
That was an interesting one. Oh, something I forgot to mention last night. Well, after I was finished with No Country for Old Men, which is a great movie by the way. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it. It stars that guy, very villainous guy. I was watching some DSP clips while just kind of working on another project, which you guys will see later tonight. I have an outro I finally made. I finally finished it. I had a lot of fun with it. Anyway, I was working on that and I was listening to some DSP clips in the background. And there was the regular clip of DSP being told not to beg so much because it will drive people away. And unlike the 99% of times where he just bans the dude, he explained, well, you have to understand this is my business, all this and that, This is my business. I have to do this. I have to beg. I don't want to beg, but, you guys make me have to beg, all this and that. And I was working on it. I wasn't really paying that much attention, but I noticed that my wife, who was sitting next to me kind of doing her own thing, she stopped and looked up at me. And I said, what's up? She said, that dude didn't say that. No. So DSP, what people are saying is that people are going to leave if you keep doing it. It does not matter how you justify it. It does not matter your excuse. It does not matter your history. People are going to leave. And she said, it just seems like he doesn't understand how consequences work. And not in the sense of like, you're getting consequences for doing this bad thing. No, if you do this thing, the other thing will happen. It does not matter what your excuses are. You can make all the excuses in the world. And yeah, I guess DSP on some sort of fundamental level just does not have that understanding of cause and effect. If you come into a stream and this dude's begging every day, you don't care about his backstory. You're gonna leave. Anyway, this is from Anime Slayer, who apparently got yelled at by DSP and got super racist for some reason. Okay, that'll be fun.
Anime Slayer. Now this is actually really hilarious. This one I gotta call out because this one is.
Have I ever left a mall and forgotten where I parked? Nearly every time, really.
Anime Slayer, and he does $1 tip. And I'm not gonna take this out on Anime Slayer because I'm not angry that he said this.
But he's getting it.
Address it. I think people don't like Final Fantasy VII, unfortunately, because you have a stigma to JRPGs. Every time you play one, you point out things about Japanese culture you dislike or you demean otaku culture. It's a turnoff. I can tell when the beach segment of Final Fantasy VII happens, you'll make fun of people for enjoying it.
Keep in mind what I just said. I didn't plan for this to happen. This guy is telling him, this will happen. These things you've done have created these effects. You shitting on JRPGs have created this situation where people don't want to watch you. You shitting on Nintendo created the situation where people didn't want to watch Nintendo. DSP will now tell him that it's actually perfectly fine, and therefore you have no reason to leave. Didn't matter, man.
So you listen to
I make a regular shop ride, choose a row, and never deviate. Oh, that's a good strategy. I tend to park near the front as far as I can.
That just began on a negative meme that hasn't even happened in the playthrough yet. That's what you're saying.
No, hold on.
So
that got really crazy really fast.
Or you demean otaku culture. It's a turnoff. I can tell when the beach segment of Final Fantasy VII happens, you'll make fun of people for enjoying it.
Okay.
So you listen to negative memes about me, and you actually judge a playthrough that just began on a negative meme that hasn't even happened in the playthrough yet. That's what you're saying. You're literally saying, well, because Final Fantasy VII is going to have one beach scene out of a 60-plus hour playthrough, and because of that one scene, he may make a comment that this is kind of immature, that this is in the game, the entire playthrough sucks.
I don't think that's what he said, and I think you're really an asshole for twisting his words to that perspective. And I think you know what you did was wrong, but you don't care because you're doing this to preserve yourself. That's not what he said. And furthermore, you can predict what people are going to do based on their tendencies. It's pretty easy to do. Unless you're a crazy dude like that dude from No Country for Old Men or Turl. You can't predict what Turl's going to do. He's probably going to start slapping people. But this guy, we know what DSP's going to do, oftentimes before he even wakes up. So, yeah, of course you're going to say something during these playthroughs. But he was speaking more generally. He wasn't really speaking about Final Fantasy VII. He was speaking that you tend to shit on JRPGs for Japanese cultural moments. or just things that they enjoy, aesthetics that they enjoy, which is absolutely true, DSP. You do. You shit on them all the time because you don't know you're shitting on them. You think you're just mentioning them. So yeah, you're going to push people away with this. And you're being an asshole by trying to twist it into some particular specific neurosis on this guy's part.
What the fuck is wrong with people like that? No, really. I have to ask you this
So
question.
what's wrong with Anime
What
Slayer?
is wrong with you? This is a 60-hour game with tons of gameplay elements, awesome narrative, great combat right now that I'm
Exactly,
actually getting
Sudden
better
This
at
was
learning.
really
I learned
toxic.
something
And straw
last
manning,
stream
exactly.
Last night. I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, tons of content that I'm loving. Absolutely loving the game. I told you, actually, this is stacking up to be a great game. Maybe one of my Game of the Year picks, I'm thinking, right? But the playthrough sucks because there's going to be a beach scene where I'm going to...
If I was there during that stream, I would have counted that as a new clone. Because this dude was asked, I want to say it was maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, in January, he was playing some game and someone was saying, hey, what do you think about this game? Could it be Game of the Year? And DSP said something to the effect of that it was stupid to even consider a game for Game of the Year by any point earlier than September or something like that. So, DSP, what happened to that mindset?
to make a comment that I don't like that everyone's in bikinis. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's talking about your
Really?
tendencies.
What the fuck? Just listen to what you just said,
I'm not going to pick on you, by the way.
right?
I'm just going to shit on you a little. I'm razzing you. This is Raz. But don't question me,
It makes no
because that's not
sense
Raz.
whatsoever. Listen, be immature. Say what you want. I don't have to participate in that kind of commentary or whatever. I don't. And that's fine. But I'm not going to say... Do you really think that when that scene comes up, we're just going to pause the playthrough and I'm going to go on a 2-hour rant about how horrible it is that scene's in the game? No,
it might happen. It'll be an
part of
hour
their
and
culture. They
59
like
minutes.
that
Debunked,
actually.
idiot.
In fact, what a lot of people don't realize about this, and when they have scenes with like, oh, there's risque clothing or a sexual reference, they actually find that comedic. They don't find that like, oh, it's perverted. They think of it as comedy. Like sexual content is part of Japanese comedy, correct? They'll have that in there to get a laugh.
DSP, okay, you're wrong possibly in 3 layers here. One, that's all cultures, DSP, except for a couple cultures that are pretty serious about sexual stuff. Most cultures tend to find sex stuff funny in some sort of way. I don't know if you've heard of these movies called scary movies. Tons of sex jokes in those movies. I'm not sure if you're familiar with actually most television that has sex jokes. Most of the internet is composed of sex jokes, DSP. This is not a Japanese thing. Most of English comedy involves around some sort of sex jokes. I've heard Rowan Atkinson saying sex jokes, so shut up, DSP. You don't know what you're talking about. And second, no, it's not really that big a deal over there in Japan. It's kind of more goofy, but it's not necessarily mainstream comedy. That's dumb, DSP.
So that scene to Japanese people is funny. Haha, look, here's Barrett. He's going to be in a sailor suit, and
Based on his
Cloud in
refrigerator,
you know,
this is a
skimpy
good-
Speedo
Oh, God.
underwear, and the girls in bikinis.
Yes.
Haha, it's uncomfortable, but it's funny, right? They get a laugh out of it.
I remember that
But they don't
refrigerator thing
perv
so
over
much.
It,
That was such a funny
do,
moment.
And then they think, oh, you see, well, if you don't like that,
DSP
what are you
anti-horny
talking
quit.
about? I like, just because I might not want to partake in a scene like that, because I'm 40-some years old, and I'm happily married, and I don't look for that in video games, because I'm past that.
Incorrect
point in
beans
my
would be
life.
instant death.
Doesn't mean the playthrough sucks. It's literally one scene. It's going to last, what, 2 minutes?
DSP, you're not getting what he said. He's saying that people just don't want to hear your shit at all. There might be several people who are willing to stomach your obscene stupidity. I don't know how those people do it, quite frankly. But there are going to be people who are not interested in hearing you shit on things all the time. And it might be that scene. It might be other things. It might be just in general. I don't want to watch this dude play this game. It's going to be shitty and lame. DSP, that can't exist. That's impossible.
Out of a 60-hour playthrough. The fact that you even said that in the tip is remarkable.
Oh, thank you,
I mean,
boy, dude.
Wow. Anyone who has that mindset, you got to reevaluate.
Yeah, she has to use like a
If you think
tarp,
that someone's
silent
playthrough of a
weapons.
video game sucks because there was one optional silly joke scene added in by the Japanese game devs, and a person may, it didn't even happen yet, the person may say something like, oh, this is silly, why is this in there?
Also, DSP, I don't think you really understand why it is that it's supposed to be funny. You think it's funny because it's going to be a black dude in a sailor suit. Maybe. But really what's the thing is that it's supposed to show Cloud's awkwardness. That Cloud is this soldier for so many years, that femininity and specifically, ease of femininity, like just going to the beach and chilling and being nearly naked. Would probably make him very confused. Because, again, he's been in the military his whole life. Have you ever seen Full Metal Panic, DSP? It would make much more sense, because that dude's rather confused by it, too. He's cold as hell, though. I love that guy. It's more of a joke about that, DSP. But, of course, DSP, being the dumbass that he is, it bounces right off of his skull. Probably because he also is like Cloud, and he's not really sure how women work. I think they're kind of like spores.
Like, what are you talking about? Is this really how everyone on the internet is in 2024? I mean, that's ridiculous.
That would be really funny, Sudful.
What a-
It'd be
see-
funny if you
see-
went on a rant for a minute and 50
I can't believe
seconds. Or a minute? No. An hour and 50 minutes. That's what I meant to say. Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Hey, it's Case
I
on.
mean, I'm sure either one is going to be so
Case on. Case on.
respectably conservative, right? Right. So it doesn't really matter. You know, each one's going to be stupid. Here, we'll just fucking click this one. It doesn't matter. Here we go.
Yeah, me too. Like, Rank, it's so
Fucking
frustrating.
Japanese. There's nothing you can do about it. Good fucking lord.
You know,
They love
Japanese
this shit.
like attractive women. What
Once
a bunch
again,
of weirdos.
I don't get it.
They should like
In
Cat.
Japan, they go to clubs like this and they pay money
We,
to spend time.
what was it? David Bowie. David Bowie was immensely influential to Japanese aesthetics because when he came over, it kind of recontextualized a lot of what they saw as beauty. I think that we need to do the same thing for Cat with Japan. We need to bring Cat to Japan and redefine beauty standards around her. Then DSP is going to be on board with some of this shit.
To talk to people who are half naked, right? But you get nothing
She's half
out of it.
naked? Where's the other
It's a
half?
virtual relationship, because in Japan they're so into their own culture of work that they don't have real relationships. A lot of people.
Like
anyway.
DSP. He's too busy working. He can't talk to Cat.
Save the pig.
Okay, well, that was a good one. Big ups, Anime Slayer. Sorry you got toxified. DSP did nothing wrong. What's this one now? DSP tries to mock and humiliate a fan for suggesting ideas to improve his stream, and it backfires. Oops. Oh, God. Well, I'm sure they're just wrong and stupid.
You need to start researching for yourself what upgrades you can make that make sense to you. It would have been fairly easy to discover a curved, low-profile pop guard without much effort.
Let's see, we got something to say about this? Oh, yeah.
I should send him to the Shadow Realm right now.
DSP's gonna go off on this dude. Holy shit.
Yes, except I didn't know that it was an issue until I did co-op
I think
with
so,
Cat.
Jay was.
And then when
I
did
think
co-op with Cat,
DSP
people
has some
observed,
issues
oh,
with
look,
Asians on
the
a...
pop guard's too big, it's
on a
blocking
greater
them. It
scale.
would be better if they had a different pop guard. Until I did the co-op with my wife, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't a big deal. So again, until I got feedback from my viewers saying that that round pop guard was too big for us to do co-op, I never would have even known that I needed to upgrade that.
So what you're saying, DSP, essentially what I'm understanding here, is that you are too stupid to be observant. Is that the understanding? You need other people to tell you what to do at all times because you are too fundamentally stupid to perceive the world around you. Now, I want to say I am very proud of you, DSP, for being this direct about it. It's been something I've been asking you to be, honest about for a while, is that you're too stupid to engage with reality. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they can't see anything with that in the way. Look at that shit. It's blocking everything. I can't see.
Feedback. Do you see my point?
Not
Negative.
really.
No.
Not really. It's not a really
Nay.
good point.
Listen to this. I'm going to continue on. You need to
Is
spend
he doing
money to
this on
make
purpose,
money. If you
though?
don't start
Usually.
reinvesting to the channel on a level, it's too late. Here's all these upgrades that you can do. Ditch your ring light. Get 2 softbox lights. Search softbox lighting kit on Amazon. Turn on a set for $50 to $80. It looks better. It's less harsh. You can set a color temperature when you dial the white balance settings in OBS.
That sounds awesome.
Search Clark Technic Mic Booster on Amazon. For $50, you can boost the gain of your mic, putting it between the Scarlett and the mic, and this solves your quiet mic problem.
That sounds badass.
Look at the Audio Technica AT4040. It's
shit.
an upgrade from your current mic, and you give 2 mics for you and Cat streaming together. If you're going to move on towards making content over gaming, you have to upgrade your webcam. Look at 4K webcams like the Logitech Brio 4K, Razer
doing good,
Keo Pro
Josuke.
Ultra, or the Insta360 Link. Get an
thought
HDMI
that bloop
2.0
was
capture
something that-
card, or
wait.
2.1 capture card that recently has released. You'll be able to play at
A
higher
little bonk
resolution
after
and get a
you pause,
better
I
picture in the
legit
stream.
thought
Foremost, you have to get a new PC
I'm not
that lets
like
you use your
wings.
Stream Deck, and you have better encoding options like AV1 that allows you to stream at the same quality with less bandwidth. You can do this with cheaper Intel Arc GPUs. The CyberPower PC has a model called the Z790i3 that's under $1,000.
Look at this smug ass face here. What do you have to be smug about, DSP? Oh, you're about to tell this dude that he doesn't know how life works. That real adults with businesses, they don't give a shit about their business. They just show up. So what if one of the walls is falling down? So what if, the load dock has exploded and there's pieces all over the place? Who cares? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that my card reader has stopped working 5 years ago. It's all good. This business is going to keep running, dumbass. No, all those suggestions were really good suggestions, DSP. You're supposed to care so much about your business. You're a business owner. And also, it sounds like he's a professional. He knows all this shit. DSP has never had respect. And I'm not, well, actually, I guess I am talking about both. No one respects him, and he has no respect for anyone else. When people start throwing these words at me, like, oh, you should get like a gain booster 9,000 for something or other, I'm already listening because it seems like they know what they're talking about. I tend to have a respect for people's expertise. If I talk to a geologist, I'm going to expect that he understands how this shit works. My buddy Rankins, when he was putting my PC together, I just followed what he said because he's a professional. DSP got all this professional sounding advice. It sounds legit. Can't do it because I don't respect you. You're not as smart as me. Look at you over there. That's the face right there. Look at you. You think you're smarter than me. You think you know more than me. Well, I'm telling you now, it's impossible. I'm the smartest guy in any given room.
Much more out of it. Don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it.
But didn't you hear him? He read an angry voice really fast. So obviously it's semantic. Yeah, it's stupid. It's crazy and
toxic. I don't have money to pay my fucking taxes. You think I'm going to buy a fucking gaming PC? You're out of your mind.
Complaining about all my flickering.
All right? Jesus.
You guys wanted this strobe light, right?
So what do you guys think? What's your reaction to that? What do you think?
Oh, and then you got banned at the end like a brick. I'm sorry about that.
How should I respond?
Hateful slurs. I think you should give a measured response about how it is that you're too stupid to deal with it.
So I'm trying to read what everyone's saying in chat, and the responses are very different. Some are like, well, they got a point. You got to spend money to make money, but they just put out a laundry list of things.
Drew.
That's a lot of money at once.
And then he'll say that his ignorance was a defense.
Well, did they actually include a bunch of money with that suggestion to help you buy all that stuff? And then someone else is like, you literally for 2 months have been stating that your revenue is down because the trolls screwed your memberships. And someone literally posted a laundry list of money to spend and a suggestion as if that never happened. Like they just...
DSP, I know you find it toxic. And quite frankly, I can understand if you're a shyster why you do this. Or if you're a scammer. You can't be having your money on screen and then get frustrated when people track it. Because they see how much money you're making. They see how much money you're pulling in. And they say, wow, this guy probably has some money to spend on something. DSP wants you to know that all of his money is gone by the end of the night. And not because he spent on WW Champions, but he has 1 million bills every day. So that's where all the money goes, stupid. No, DSP, something isn't adding up. You not having money all the time is very suspicious. So people are going to assume that, no, you actually do have money and this is just your gimmick. So they're telling you, hey, spend the money you're actually sitting on this shit. I don't have any money. It's all in Scopely's bank account, man. I don't have anything.
Just ignored you. Literally every statement you guys just made is correct in the chat. Every one of you is absolutely correct.
Yeah, I should just ignore
However, this person actually is also correct.
Oh. Yeah, you're trying to shit on him.
Okay, he is. You need to spend money to make money. That's absolutely right.
Except I'm not doing that.
I know that I have to do upgrades at some point. Right now, I'm coasting. And what I mean by that is my capture
DSP, you've been coasting for several years.
It's not great. It's not terrible.
Mostly like 15 or so?
Right? Looks good most of the time when I'm playing games.
Exactly, Sunful. I don't have stakes in Brunello Productions. I don't give a shit if this dude goes under.
It's still, it's passable quality. But he goes, die, die, die.
I kind of like this quality. I like PlayStation 1 DSP.
Eventually, I'm going to have to improve. I know that, okay? My PC is 10 years old this year. 10 freaking years old. It runs on Windows 8, okay? I can't even buy new equipment for it because nothing works with Windows 8 anymore. And I can't upgrade it because it's on its last legs. It's got fans on it that have burned out that don't work anymore.
That's really sad.
It makes noise. It's old.
My PC is on fire right now.
So I know that I need a new PC eventually.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I know
Revenant
that I
engines.
can make upgrades. The thing is, when you have a business like this, all right, you need to basically pick and choose what to do in what order. I would say, what are the things that absolutely need upgrades immediately? Probably the PC. That's gonna.
But do you not see how that's kind of the problem, DSP? Is that you're only a reactive person. You only respond to things after they are happening or while they are happening. That is not how adults are supposed to operate. That's not how humans are supposed to operate. Because that leaves you at the mercy of whatever's happening. An adult is proactive. They take the moves that they need to do to ensure their success ahead of time, which to DSP might as well be, being a psychic. Because you've seen how this dude reacts to things that he doesn't see coming. He gets confused and shocked and horrified that he was supposed to just know that this was happening. No, you should assume, maybe it's kind of negative, but you should always assume shit goes wrong so you can plan for shit going wrong. DSP never sees it that way. He sees it as everything's good up until everything falls apart, and that's bullshit. So you should make these steps, DSP. It's not about immediate issues.
Going to be the next thing. Like, no exaggeration. Upgrading that PC.
Yeah, exactly, Timothy.
buying a
That's
new
what's
one,
going to
and
get
finding
upgraded.
a way to convert all my old stuff to the new PC, which in itself is an arduous
That's cool.
task.
That's why the ack
I
is
have
kind
to
of
get
fun,
all of
because
my
that's whenever
settings
DSP was
from OBS
legitimately entertained by something.
set up on a new PC. I have to get all my equipment working on a new PC. I have to get used to using that new PC now, which is going to be different.
I love
different
pausing
Windows and
DSP
all of
card
that.
tube. We get
And
so
I have
many
to get
weird
used to all- It's going
faces.
to take a while. That's not.
I didn't even think Cat could fit all that in.
Oh, bought a
Yeah,
new
Tyrone
PC.
is going to
Next day,
town.
we're up and running full speed with a great stream. It's not going to happen. It's going to be all kinds of problems. Shit's not going to work. Just converting. I guarantee you, converting stuff over, half my shit won't work. It's going to be like, this piece of equipment won't function properly. This OBS scene isn't working. It's all going to be fucked up. I know it. So, dude, seriously, like, my mind is blown that there are people that stupid.
So that's
Really,
why you
my
start
mind's
backing
just
up
like, I
now.
can't believe
That's
that
why you
there's
start
human
working on it
beings
now.
on the planet that actually are that unintelligent. I gotta get to a situation where, number one, I can afford the new PC.
I say, I've been
and number
watching
two, I
playthroughs for
have
years
time
about
to do
DSP in
it.
the last year,
Like,
so
I have to have
this
like
is
a
the first one I've
week.
ever
No
seen extra
exaggeration.
money.
I think it would take about
Most
a
say
week
7, like, please
of
enjoy.
me daily
Yes,
messing with
DSP
this
doesn't
PC.
even really cut.
I have to
He
still
doesn't
have
cut
a
any corners. He
functioning
just
old
tells you to give him
PC,
money.
right? So
The only
I
other
can
person that does it is
use
LTG.
that,
LTG
but
straight up
convert the
tells you to
stuff
give
there
him
and
money.
get it working on the new PC.
But he does it in a
It's gonna
different
be an
way. He
arduous
yells at
task.
you.
This is not an instant thing. By the way, I'm one person.
But DSP also, no one is saying it's an instant thing. And it's weird that he says it's not an instant thing. Because when do you see DSP act when it comes to improving any sort of thing with his stream? When? When it needs to be this instant. When his TV broke, was there a gradual thing? No, that day. When he had to get the pop filter, was it a gradual thing? No, that day. DSP only works on an instantaneous basis. So what is this shit about, oh, well, I can't do an instant fix, it's going to have to be gradual. No, DSP, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be using that PC until it bursts into flames. And then it's going to need to be fixed right then and there. It'll be instant then. If it was a gradual thing, DSP would be buying parts for the PC as he went. But he doesn't. He doesn't do anything until the last possible second. And even then, probably after that second has passed and shit's on fire.
Okay, I'm not a team of people. I don't have anyone.
That's
who
why
can
it's
sit
even
here and
more
help me
important
do
for
it.
you
It's
to do
gotta
it.
be me doing it. Yes, I do have people who are informed on PCs, but they don't live with me.
Bob,
You know what I'm
Jasper
saying?
can't
Like,
work the
it's gonna
computer.
a lot of stuff to get going. It's a lot different. Okay,
He's got interns, make them do
it. The thing is, people just assume that every other content creator is me.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get
every other content creator is not me.
DSP should get some sort of shirt that's made out of Black 3.0. Are you guys familiar with Black 3.0? Black 3.0 is this paint that they made that is super mega black. It absorbs so much light that it looks like dark void. It's really cool to look at if you ever see it. DSP needs a shirt of that darkness when he does the PC begging. Yeah, New Age Black, essentially.
I'm very different. I'm very lucky to still be where I am and have the audience I have and all of that with the level that I'm
Phil
at.
has editors.
The popularity.
It's a polite way of saying unpaid
it's not
interns.
Great. So, I don't have a team of people who work with me who I hire to do so. I don't have, a paid group of employees who can set up a new PC for me and convert everything over and have it working. And I'm just the talent that sits down and now streams that.
DSP, again, I'm going to have to advertise something cool to you. It's really, really cool. It's called friends. Friends are super hype. Well, not all the time. Despite what Yu-Gi-Oh would tell you, friends aren't always the greatest. However, the coolest thing about having friends is that you can get stuff sort of for free. For example, say you needed some help with your PC. If you had a friend who had, some skills with PCs, for example, you could do some sort of bartering system with your friend. Some friends do things for free because they like you enough. That's probably not going to really work for you, DSP. But what you could do is, hey man, I know you're interested in some of these statues that I had. I'll tell you what, man, I'll give you one of my statues if you can help me set up my PC or whatever. There you go. Pretty hype, huh? You just saved money. In fact, not only did you save money, but you got rid of some of your shit that's lying around your house. Pretty cool. It's win-win. No, can't get friends, man. I'm too stupid.
That's not the case. Okay? You see what I mean? I don't
Friends
have time for
DSP, never
anything.
heard of
I
that
wish I
server.
could.
Well, first of all, I don't have
literally, if there were
Discord.
two of me, one person today would
Except
have
for the
filmed multiple entertaining vlogs for you here on the King of Hate vlogs.
Yeah, I used
The
to
other
build
person would've
PCs
went
for a
and
hobby.
played
Yeah,
Pokemon,
whatever
the other
happened to
person would
that?
have went and played my bills and did the personal stuff. But this is life. This is my life, and this is kind of the hectic life that I have. With even the amount of stuff that I put out. That's what a lot of people
That's
don't
funny,
realize.
Richard. I like that answer.
The thing is, I want you to understand, I'm not discrediting what this person is
You
saying.
did.
Basically,
You
this
just
person is saying,
did. You
do a
pissed
ton of
all over this
hardware
guy.
upgrades. However, literally the first thing I need to do is the PC. Once the PC's done, then if I want to piecemeal select, hey, maybe it's time to upgrade my microphone.
When
Maybe
you're going
it's
to do it,
time
when
to
your
get
microphone
better light.
breaks.
The lighting, I think, I've used the ring light for a year. Do you guys not think the ring light is great? I think the quality is amazing.
I think what
sure
happened,
it's better,
Emic, is they let
but I'm
him
not
screw
in a
in some
professional
parts.
studio right now doing
No, that would be way too
content,
dangerous.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
let him
like maybe
press
one
the
day
button.
I will. Maybe one day we move into things like DS politics, and I want to look more professional than just like a guy sitting here in a gamer chair with game shit behind me, and I want to look a little better.
Yeah,
And
you
if that's the
definitely
case,
want your
then maybe
politics from this
upgrade the
dude.
setup, and I have a better
DSP,
setup
keep the
here with
gamer
better
chair. It'll actually
lighting and
help.
better background and
Have the
everything.
gamer.
If I'm gonna be like Matt Walsh, I have to upgrade everything. I have to look like I'm in a big room with wooden desk and everything.
It'd be pretty cool, DSP, is if you had this green screen, you could just put in whatever background you wanted. You could put yourself in the White House or whatever. Who cares?
Hey everyone, welcome to the gout house. Pretty cool, huh? The whole house has gout. It's red and inflamed. Anyway, time for DS politics.
There you go. Oh yeah, 1 million, I'm a millionaire. Holy shit, I got so much money. I love this stuff.
Oh, man.
But anyway,
These people love
obviously I
that.
jest, right? I'm jesting here. But
Yeah, I'm just razzing you. Don't get banned.
I see the point. The problem is people like to move forward at like turbo speed.
No, they like
instead
to
of being-
move forward
okay,
gradually.
You gotta learn
That's
to
what he was
walk before
suggesting.
You run. You got to learn to jog before you run.
He's not suggesting putting all that shit in your shopping cart and buying it all at once, dumbass. He's telling you, hey, here's some things you could work on. DSP, I can't buy all those things at once. So here's what, okay, the guy who sent this message in, you're an idiot because, you're not smart enough as Ffil. I mean that from Phil's perspective. I think you're cool. What you should have did was send one item at a time in each message that you donated. That would have been much better because then he could have banned you gradually.
You got to learn to run before you can run a marathon. And then you got to run the marathon before you can
Yeah,
become
that's
a professional
razzing.
athlete.
Shitting all over people.
You know what I'm saying? This person's like, just immediately just do everything. Just drop a ton of money and upgrade everything at once. That's not how it works.
Yeah, good point.
Be
Emic.
honest. It just... His car alarm went off.
One's car
That's
alarm
never going to
went
work.
off? Cat's
okay?
getting out of
It's
there.
not. It has to be a
She
slow
ripped the door off.
burn process. Step one is probably new PC. Then
You
take
better get on it
time
then.
to learn the new PC and convert all of the stuff over from the old PC to the new PC. That and alone will take weeks. Then step two, what's next? What's the next thing? Right? Since I have a new PC, now I could get a new capture device that works much better with the new PC. It's going to be better quality, no frame drops. You know what I'm saying? What's the next step? Okay, maybe now I want to upgrade my mic and my lighting. It's a upgrade your mic and your lighting and your capture.
That's what I was going to say, Richard Parker. DSP does these moments where he tells on himself. He admits that he's stupid and incompetent. He has a sense of scale, how long it takes him to accomplish things. And I'm sure in his head, the scale is based on how everyone else fucks up on him. But really, the scale is based on how much of an idiot am I? DSP's looking at a new computer and he shrugs and says, dude, that's going to be weeks. I mean, it's going to take a week for me to get it out of the box. Okay, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need a new goal. to help me get this box opened.
Capture device and your PC and everything at once. That would never work. That, you know, first of all, it's too much money. Number two, I don't have the time to just do all that at once. What am I going to do?
You don't have to do it all at once. You just said it yourself.
Spend all this money, but then don't stream for 2 weeks because you're setting up your new stuff.
No one said that. No
so
one
don't
said
have
that.
the money to pay what you just spent.
No one
right?
said
like,
that.
Huh? People are now saying random stuff and tagging me in the chats, distracting me. Sorry. That's where we are. I guess we're done with suggestion box for today because we're out of time. Okay.
Boy, that was
The next
really obnoxious.
step would be a new PC. That PC over there, I've been using constantly for 6 years. I don't turn it off. I'm serious. I don't turn it off. If I turn that PC off, I can't even turn it back on properly. It doesn't, if you tell it to restart, it just turns off permanently and won't turn back on. You need to
Turn off permanently means that it's off forever. So how the hell did you turn it back on?
hard boot it by pushing the power button to turn it back on. It's got issues.
Hey, holy shit, it's you! It's you, Scramic. I found you. Being toxic in the comments. I mean... Dude, just admit you don't want to do these things, man. Just admit that what you want to have happen is someone sends you a brand new PC, and all you have to do is they programmed it. All you have to do is plug your computer into it, and all the shit will automatically transfer over in a series of hours, maybe even minutes, because you know you're a busy man. DSP, you're wanting something unrealistic. It's childish that you're wanting this. You need to start buying individual parts. You need to start buying a motherboard. You need to buy RAM. All these things, DSP. Buying and building a PC is very easy if you do it in a series of steps. But it shows that DSP cannot work that way. He has to do everything all at once. He has to. Because he doesn't have the cognitive strength to plan. It doesn't exist for him. Okay, so this is the rant where he goes off on people for saying that Final Fantasy VII is not that enjoyable.
I didn't even know that.
I've been
Dark
excited
Duck
for this
says,
one.
Mike Clemens decided to do one on EDP 445.
PC needs to arrive fully plugged in, installed, and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, someone needs to break into his house,
Wow.
install everything,
Alrighty then.
and then leave.
anyway,
And leave some money, and then leave.
Perhaps I dodged a bullet there, right? But anyway, and so I started taking my time, exploring
Yeah, probably
the open world,
Pixel.
doing all the content and all of that, right? People liked it. People, oh, this is much better. Now your playthroughs are more interesting. And I had
no one
people
said
along
this.
for the ride with me. But now, it's funny, because here I am playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And as I'm doing the open world content, which is fun and has its own plots and meaningful stuff,
You can
going on,
buy
and upgrades,
towers
materia, all this stuff.
that are full of
People
all
are
the
sitting
shit, so you can
complaining,
just use all the other
oh
stuff
my God,
with
why
it.
is he doing this? Does he not know that this content is boring and grindy? And I'm like, wait a minute. If you want a game that doesn't have that content in it, there's a game like that. You want to know what it's called? Final Fantasy VII, the original. In Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the open world's like 6+ hours of awesome, fun content for RPG.
All of
mode,
his energy goes
right?
into Go Labs. It's
So the
really
question
funny.
is, what are you looking for?
OBS
Like, I
pre-installed
think
with
that the
3
game
web
developers
browsers.
did
Yeah,
exactly
isn't
what they
OBS
should have
really
done.
easy to
They've
move from
added in
PC to
all this
PC?
supplemental content that makes this game
I mean, I
feel
just put everything in a
like what you
folder
wish
that
the
goes
game
into
was
OBS.
originally.
So
You
just
know,
move the whole
don't you
folder
wish
and
that in
then
the
put
90s
everything
when we
back
were playing
in.
These classic RPGs that you could have all this extra fun content and stuff.
It's super easy. He just makes things too hard.
It's just crazy to me that now you're getting that content,
All that
and people are
blabbering.
like, wow, well, this is boring.
It's all about this.
It's a criticism of you, DSP. It's because you make things boring. It's you. It's you, buddy. You do not have the energy. You do not have the entertainment value. You do not have the appeal to make mundane things boring. That, admittedly, DSP, it is hard to do. There are very, very few streamers that can make every single minute of a game entertaining. It's hard. But what we're saying is, DSP, you don't even make a single second entertaining. You make a side quest that could take maybe 5 minutes. You draw it out so long that people get exhausted. But it's not your fault, I'm sure. You're going to tell me.
And then the content second.
Yeah, Sunfool, when you flip him, he's got a diagonal mouth.
Really? It's boring that you're finally
Is he
getting
gonna stream
this
tonight?
content
No
people
stream.
always
He's not
want.
streaming
You know,
tonight.
riding
He's
around
doing something
on 5 different
important.
chocobos. All my party members are present on the screen, which is amazing. Most
Important.
RPGs never do that. You know, the graphics are great. Are they fuzzy? Yes. I'm not gonna lie. The graphics are fuzzy, but they're 60 frames.
It's not about the
and game
graphics,
looks
DSP. It's about
stunning
you.
in combat.
I
and
can be
stuff.
entertained
Albeit a little bit
by
too many effects, it's hard to see
N64.
what happens in certain fights, but still amazing looking, right?
That'd be pretty
And
cool, like
there's
Raggy.
enough content of
He's
all
going to
different
need to go into the
dynasties and ops,
hyperbolic
right?
time
Interesting.
chamber
Around
to
every
set it
corner,
up,
there's something
though.
new to discover, something interesting in this open world. So it's just crazy to me. Oh, this content's boring. Ffil should skip it. That's what people are saying. Ffil should skip
Yeah, because you don't do it
all the
fun.
content of Final Fantasy VII and just
Let's
do
go on
the
Stephen
story.
Hawking.
I swear to God, we go full circle. Just like back in the day, I used to do mature rated content, sexualized commentary, racial
Curated
commentary,
sex.
right? Racial jokes, things like that. And everyone complained, wow, you're such an immature asshole.
How's it going,
Ryan,
nice
you're
young
such an
one?
idiot. This is why you don't deserve success, because you're just a jerk. So over the years, I mature, I change. I become a different person. Now, I don't want to do that commentary anymore. And
So
I'm
how's
say,
this
wow,
factoring
your
into being
commentary sucks.
boring?
It's boring now. You don't do all that fun, risque commentary you used to do. It's like, you have to understand something, okay? And I mean this now. I hope people will listen. You can only demand change for so long, but then when you get it, you can't go back on it because things have already changed. It's too late, right?
DSP, do you really think that the people who are saying this to you now are the same people who were there telling you that your sexual stuff is too intense? DSP, I don't know if you realize this, but the fan base that you had back in 2010 are not the same dudes you have now. Most everyone is gone. I would be shocked if DSP has anyone from, say, 2015 or 2016. Those people are gone, DSP. These are different people saying, hey, man, we watched some of your old stuff. It's more entertaining. Why aren't you like that? DSP said, well, you can't complain after I changed because you guys said it. I didn't say it. And furthermore, it shows that DSP doesn't understand the nature of the complaints. DSP, no one really had an issue with sexual jokes. Again, going back to what I said earlier, sex jokes still exist. Hell, race jokes still exist. Violence against children jokes still exist. You know, there's that scene in Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they're beating on them kids. There's that scene in Bad Santa where Bad Santa's beating on those kids. And it's funny. But DSP has never understood subtlety. He's never understood delivery. He's never understood creativity. He's never understood tact. So for him, being told, hey man, your sex jokes aren't funny, he figured what that meant was don't tell any sex jokes at all. No, what it means is do better. But for DSP, that's not an option. I can't do better. I'm already the best. So what you're telling me is to just stop entirely.
Like, here's the thing. 10, 15 years ago, I was a
Could
completely
possibly be
different
doing
dude.
at the time of
I was
night.
single. I was an alcoholic.
I think he's
all
doing
right?
his
I
taxes.
didn't take YouTube seriously. I was
He's
fucking
trying to make
around
it seem
every video
dramatic
that
because I
made.
think he's going to
So
try
I
and
rush through
say
a
it's
thing
something
just to
else.
get views or make money. I fuck around with my commentary because I don't care about the repercussions of what I say. I think the whole thing's a joke anyway, right? Today, I'm in my 40s. I'm happily married. I have a wife and a life. This is my full-time job. It's my occupation.
I've been
I take
avoiding
it
his
way
Final
more
Fantasy
seriously.
plays on
I don't want to
get
get
played.
canceled on the
Agreed,
internet for
definitely
some
do.
bullshit
It's
because I
shit.
need this as my job, you know? I can't. This isn't really fucking around anymore. This is way more serious business. People tell me all the time that they find what I do very meaningful.
Who?
My
Who
commentary
said
and the
this?
things that we talk about
One
every
email
day
you sent to yourself?
is very useful to them, and whether it's, you know, makes you
Exactly,
feel good, puts a
Pixel
smile on
Slap
your
it.
face, you get informed by the stuff we talk about here on the podcast.
I wonder
or
if you
whatever it
could
is.
go back
I
and take
can't
some of his
fuck
jokes
around
and
like
rework
I
them
used
to be
anymore.
funny. You'd
I'm
have to
not
do
that
a shit
dude.
ton of work
You know
on
what
them.
I'm saying? Like, I'm literally not that guy anymore.
The
But
guy?
now people are saying, well, why can't you just go back to how you were 15 years ago? Because you asked me to change.
What?
Like, the entire movement of this is how.
So he really does. He really does think they're all the same person. Everyone who exists all the time is all static. No one ever leaves the room. No one ever enters the room. Everyone is always here at all times. Okay, so DSP doesn't have an object permanence problem. Things are permanent forever.
how you don't play was, wow, Ffil is this very unprofessional, irreverent jerk.
Yeah, you never
And
changed
he doesn't
naturally. It was always when he had to be
deserve
twisted
success because of
about it.
So I listened directly to 10 years of criticism to change myself for the better, and now the
I still
feedback
feel like
get is,
cancel
go
culture
back
isn't
to
even
how
really
you
an
were.
excuse that DSP
No.
can use. Because if you're really good at stuff,
No.
people won't try and cancel
There's a
you.
whole new generation of people
If you're
now
good
who
at
are like
humor,
that.
people don't
And
get
they're out
canceled
there
for
making
it.
millions of dollars, which I never made.
At least not
Back in the
completely.
day, it wasn't even possible. There were no sponsorships and partnerships
That's
and
not
paid
true.
product placements. All the things that they get didn't exist when I
That's
was
not true,
doing that
DSP.
kind
There
of
was always
content
this stuff.
15
It just
years
wasn't
ago.
that
So I was
around.
doing it for the love of it, pretty much. You know, and I stumbled into doing it for a living. All right?
Maybe DSP is not just about sex jokes and, violence against children jokes. Maybe it's also about general energy. It's why it is that I tend to avoid This Is How You Don't plays that have come out within the last 3 or 4 years. because DSP is so lethargically boring that I can't watch them. But This Is How You Don't Play is from 7, 8, 9 years ago. Hilarious. This dude is screaming his ass off, flipping out, has so much energy. DSP now is basically a dead guy, just propped up in the chair. He says nothing. He has nothing to add. He has no commentary. He has no energy. He has no semi-amusing stories to go off on. He's got nothing. He's a mannequin. And people in chat saying, hey, man, wish you were entertaining. Well, I can't be entertaining anymore. You guys told me not to be.
Oh my god, he's drinking wheelchair donation.
Some of this and want to hold on as long
So
as
that's what drives me
possible. So I'm
nuts.
going to have to try and
Because here I am
yeah,
with Final Fantasy
exactly.
VII Rebirth. I'm loving the
I don't
game.
want to try and get,
I'm
you know,
taking my
actual
time with it.
employment.
I'm doing all the meaningful content that I'm discovering in it. And a lot of the feedback I'm getting is, wow, this playthrough is boring because you're taking your time and doing side content.
That's
Rush
not
through
probably
all
what
that
they
content and get
said.
to the story.
How's it going, Arbor Cereal?
What? So go back 15 years. Go back to the old Ffil again. Like, what on earth?
Yeah,
You know what it
I
is?
agree.
It's like I've always said. Okay? And I'll say it
Exactly.
again, 'cause this is a
Sunful.
very
This dude
true
is
statement from my
dead
experience
in
life.
multiple levels.
In life, things swing like a pendulum. Okay? Imagine that there's this big pendulum swinging back and forth.
Oh, this
back
again. I
and
hate
forth.
this when he does
At
this
one
stupid
point, the
shit.
pendulum swings all the way this way, and this is what everything is and what everyone wants. And then over time, all of a sudden, the pendulum swings back because of gravity and goes this way, and now it's on this side, and everyone wants this. You know, when I started on YouTube, people wanted this. Then, somewhere in the middle, it swung this way, and people wanted this. Well, now that pendulum is swinging back. Well, it's too late.
Wouldn't it be a good idea if that was true? Imagine you're working at a pendulum shop, all right? You also sell sandwiches there for some reason. It's stupid. But wouldn't you want to get ahead of the pendulum swing? Wouldn't you want to forecast, okay, it's already at the apex of this one. I should start trying to be like on the other side so that when that becomes popular, I stand out immediately. I mean, that's what it would make sense to me as if you're using this sort of weird metaphor here. I don't think that's entirely how it works, DSP. I don't think it's necessarily a pendulum, but I'd say it's more like a speed bag. It goes all over the place. Anyway, DSP, if that's the case, is it going to require society completely changing for you to go back to who you were? We need to not have any reason to ever ban me ever. Then I'll start saying the racial slurs again.
Unlike waves of life and generational entertainment and stuff, I'm already an older dude. I'm changed, and my business.
Yeah,
is
Realm
different.
Trader.
I can't go back to that.
I
you
only
know what I'm
like
saying?
Souls games and fighting games
You
the
disagree
most
with
when it comes to
me?
DSP nowadays.
You're
RPGs are poisonous.
It's an IQ test.
Walking sims, poisonous.
So it is what it is, but it's frustrating to me because I really like Final Fantasy. By the way, to give you some perspective here, yeah, the playthrough's not doing well at all. In regards to like everything I'm doing, the Final Fantasy VII.
Here's your perspective.
It's frustrating to me because I really like Final Fantasy. By the way, to give you some perspective here, yeah, the playthrough's
Thanks
not
for
doing
the
well at all,
perspective.
in
Right
regards
into the
like,
mic and
everything I'm
everything.
doing. The Final Fantasy VII videos so far, we're 3 days in, haven't even done as well as
Got your
the
perspective.
Silent Hill,
Lifts, leg, and
the short
farts.
message playthrough from a few weeks ago, and that was a 3-hour throwaway experience that really was not very good, and that has gotten more.
Yes,
views and
exactly,
attention on it
Sunfool.
than my Final Fantasy.
Chat
VII
has
Rebirth
killed
playthrough
DSP
so far.
streams.
So I'm sorry because a lot of people like to make excuses, right? And they say, "Well, it's you. It's you."
I
and
remember
your
Lack
commentary."
Bracket. That was
Is
a
it
million years
really?
ago.
What am I doing wrong in my commentary? What am I doing wrong in the game? Do you want me to rush through and skip all the content? Then the playthrough sucks. But if I do all the side content, then the playthrough's boring. It sucks, right? I'm talking with my audience. We're having conversation. So what?
Maybe DSP. Maybe. Just stick with me here. Maybe life isn't black and white. I heard that from some guy. Very smart guy. His name is Ffil. Very intelligent. He also masturbated in front of children, but that's debatable. Apparently, like it was taken out of context. Anyway, he told me that life isn't black and white, that there are shades of gray. So what I'm suggesting is maybe do a couple missions in the side content. Maybe do 30, 40% of the side content. Maybe do the side content that people in chat recommend. It doesn't have to be everything or nothing. But for DSP, it always does. Because if you're asking me to change, what you're asking me to do is do the complete opposite of what I'm doing now. And that's not realistic. That's not a real request. You're sounding like a child. I didn't ask for that.
What did I do wrong there, right? No, here's the truth. Because as much as people
Exactly,
want
like Bragg, he's an advertiser
the
for
truth is
himself.
it's not the case.
Keep
There's
saying I'm
tons
not
of
like
stuff that
other
I'm doing
conspirators. How's that
that
working?
people
Yeah,
like, that
going
people
against the
actually
meta
really
really
wanna
works
watch
for
and
you.
enjoy. The problem is, it's not RPG playthroughs. The RPG playthroughs are played out because there's too many fucking RPGs at once.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
They all came out within this 3+ month span. Keep in mind, it started in December with Baldur's Gate 3. And I figured December and January
Exactly,
was the
Stephen
perfect
Hawking.
time to play Baldur's Gate 3 because there was nothing going on. But then what happened? RPG, 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 RPG. There's too many fucking RPGs at once. Right?
Then don't play them.
And what's the problem with RPGs is that even though you can argue that RPGs are very different in the way that they execute, they're all very similar.
Yeah,
okay?
because of
what do
you.
RPGs
You
have?
make them
Usually
boring.
Loads of characters with different backstories, loads of elaboration on that backstory, loads of combat, whether it's action-based or turn-based, there's still loads
Jesus,
of it, and
Pixel.
it's very repetitive and takes up time. Loads of world exploration with little minutia when it comes to things going on in the world. Loads of side questing, loads of collecting, loads of leveling, loads of menus, loads of dialogue, loads. Too many fucking loads.
Oh, wow.
All right? It all just feels samey when you're, even if you're playing these different universes and different. All
This
right?
is DSP at
Loads
his
of menus,
bukkake.
loads of things going on in the world. Loads of side questing, loads of collecting, loads of leveling, loads of menus, loads of dialogue, loads. Too many fucking loads.
I'm sorry,
Right?
DSP.
It all just feels samey when you're, even if you're playing these different universes and
I'm
different
sorry.
styles of RPG.
I thought that was the whole
it's just
point of
the
this
same
bukkake
shit
party,
over
DSP.
and over. You understand? Like,
I hosted bukkake party once. Nobody
it
came.
really does. And that's the thing. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, feels different from Like a Dragon, feels different from Final Fantasy 7, but at the end of the day,
I
they're
learned
all
that from my
RPGs.
pastor.
They're all kind of samey when it comes down to what you're doing in each of them. So I get the fact that there's going to be massive burnout. And again, I wish that there was more stuff going on. But what's going on? A failure of a game in Suicide Squad. A co-op only game in Helldivers 2. We tried Pal World. It worked for a few streams, but then it got boring. So I can only play what's available.
Cynical, negative bastard.
If it was easy to look up, I would look up how many games have been released so far in 2024. Because DSP listed 3 games. 3 games didn't work out. Therefore, all of them didn't work. DSP, I promise you other games came out. I promise you. Other games came out in 2023 that you didn't touch that were good. It's okay. You don't have to play only what's pertinent. You don't have to play every new release. You can go back and play old stuff, DSP. I've been replaying Mercenaries for PlayStation 2, and I'm having a blast. That game is so fun. DSP would think that's impossible. You can't do that. You have to play current things. Otherwise, the chat will get bored and not donate. I don't know. Make them enjoy it.
So what's funny about what I'm saying right now?
Yeah,
okay,
right, Sunful. How
is that
come
when
it's
you
so impossible
compare,
for him, huh?
For example, what we're doing on DSP Gaming to what we're actually doing on my other channel, the
If you play
Throwback
with
channel,
friends,
which
it's
we're going to
easy
talk
not
about.
to get
Because on that
burned
channel,
out. Yeah.
all I'm doing is watching and
Give
reacting
Brian
to
and
my old
Keck a
content.
call.
And that channel's doing well. Now, views-wise, is it sky high? No.
No.
But actually, we're getting people engaged and
ass.
supportive and excited for the content on the Throwback channel more than the new gameplay right now. Seriously. Like, it's actually hard for me to retain any viewership on all these.
So maybe DSP, what you should do is play older games and play like how you used to play. Just clowning around and having fun. No, that's stupid. I need to play RPGs that are coming out this year and be dead on the chair.
100 RPGs.
That's crazy.
You know? And you know what? My Ruin just made a great point. He says the same is going to happen with Dragon's Dogma 2. People are going to be mad at you if you skip it because there's too many RPGs, but then people will be upset with you if you skip it because you skipped the new game. Correct. I'm
So just
basically
do
in this
whatever you
impossible
want.
Situation where because too many of the same style of game have come out now in a 3-month span, if I play the new ones, no one cares, they're boring, it's the same kind of game. If I skip it, how dare you skip it? Don't you understand it's a new game and everyone wants it? Like, what? You just can't win. Like, people were very pumped and excited for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They can't wait to see you play it.
What,
The
3 people in
feedback I'm
chat?
getting now is most people are not attending the live streams because they're playing it themselves,
Oh, God.
and they're going to watch the videos on demand after the fact, which I appreciate. But I'm a live streamer. I don't play stuff off camera, so
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
I'm gonna have to stream the
I mean,
game.
technically, Pokemon's an
What do I do
RPG,
with
but
the
come on
streams if
now.
half the
That's not an
people aren't attending
RPG.
the streams, right? I don't know. Like, it really is a tough time right now when it comes to the gameplay. It is. Like, I'm confused of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Got a
different
frog in his throat.
when no one
That
seems to
frog
have a
from Star
solution.
Wars?
Right? And the funny part is people keep saying, oh no, it's not that it's too many RPGs. Then explain it. Really explain it. Right?
Exactly,
I'd love
Mad
to hear
Mage.
your explanation for this. Because there is
Oh,
none.
Mad Damage.
It's just there's too many fucking RPGs. It's not that people aren't
That's a
interested.
way
it's that
cooler
they're not
name.
interested in the same thing 20 times in a row.
Oh my god, he's drinking piss.
Why do you think it's called role playing? Because you're supposed to be playing the role of one of the characters in the game, and the character doesn't just ignore the universe around them and run at a breakneck speed to the end. They actually.
But it can be if you want them to be. You can make Cloud be whatever you want. You were saying very rude things to Aerith or whatever her name is. Oh, why do I gotta be here? So you can actually make the character do whatever you want, DSP. You can make Cloud an asshole who's only interested in the final results of whatever quest he's on and doesn't give a shit about everything else. And not because necessarily he's an asshole, maybe he's just really focused like that. You can do whatever you want with your character.
Actually immerse themselves in the universe and take advantage of everything around them. That's the point of an RPG. So if you don't like RPGs, I get it, but then don't say that I'm playing the game wrong. That's asinine and stupid. Okay?
You're playing it wrong because you're not entertaining.
Okay.
And get yelled
so,
at.
I love it.
What
I
happened,
wish
Phil?
more people would
Somebody-
attend the streams. The streams already, you know, we're only 3 days into it.
Tony, I
Already
really
attendance
don't
is
know.
dwindled, support is dwindled, and there's not much I
I
can
feel
do
like
about
YouTube
that.
won't do anything to this dude because they tend not to. They don't care.
All I can do is continue to play it and enjoy it and represent it fairly. I think the game is great. I really do. Like I've been telling you guys, the more I play it, the more I like. And if it stays at this formula of 4 or 5 hours of story that's kind of linear, and then goes to a nice open world area where you can explore and do all this cool, fun, optional content, and if it alternates back and forth like that, I think this could be one of the best RPGs in recent memory.
The insight that I mentioned earlier, it still plays out here. DSP, all this ranting was for nothing. All of this justification, all of this PR was for nothing. Because here's what's going to happen, DSP. Your playthroughs are boring. They do not enjoy them. They won't donate. They won't show up. That's the reality you're facing. You can complain and whine about how you want reality to be recontextualized in every which way. You can blame people, you can yell at people, you can scream at people, you can start crying on stream. It doesn't matter. They are telling you this will happen if you continue to do this. It's not negotiable, DSP. It doesn't matter about the context. It's going to happen. And he doesn't get it.
Seriously, I think it's going to be outstanding. I'm super excited for that.
It's very frustrating.
So I hope that you guys are too, but it just seems like the vast majority
Yeah, I could have
of
used
people
this
who like
time
the
to
game
set
are
up a
saying
new
they're not
computer,
watching the
except these
streams.
jerks didn't
So
give
I
me
don't know what to
one.
do about that. Okay?
There's ample time. There's still a few minutes for ginormous contributions to come in. Like if someone
Favorite South Park character,
drop, like,
Tally.
a giant $100
Like Tally.
tip
Tally
or,
cracks
you know,
me
like
up.
a $50,000
Who wants to get their
tip,
dick
that'd be
sucked
great.
by a towel?
There's still this back here, and it's still.
All right. Man, we're wrapping up here. This one? Oh, this we're going to take a quick aside and watch some Snorri Hogan talking about YouTube not being professional. A rant that I hate hearing over and over again, but it does always still amuse me.
Let me tell you something, brother.
His life has been tough, dude. I see it, man. He's been trying to do the same thing and persevering forever, and people don't keep giving him
That's
money.
all good stuff there. Okay, now
Bullshit.
before we get into the meat of everything, okay, there's a couple of quick things I would like to talk about in regards to YouTube that are kind of weird that are affecting things. And I want you to be aware of this because it kind of happened last night, and it did affect video uploads and when videos showed up, and I was annoyed by this, and it looks like it may continue to happen moving forward. So let's talk about this one first.
Yeah, what the hell happened? What's so toxic?
YouTube has a new issue. Woohoo. These
They
are
installed
all
a new
the time.
issue.
Usually, these are things that aren't a big deal, and I can just get around. But in this case, this is one that seems uncontrollable. So last night, well, I should say...
Okay, I love you guys so much. Can you guys give me a couple minutes to just go use the restroom? I will play Joshua Cornstar in the meantime. It's a really funny guy. Love his content. Enjoy. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Shut your red gym ass up for time your ass out. Don't tell me what the with. I'm not playing this seriously. Shut the up. The anger is real. Me banning you is even realer. Get the out of here. Mods, cook his ass. Made it so easy that anybody could do a dragon off combo. Why the f did you even do that? What was the point? It does no damage. Thank you for the 11 months. I don't give a f about your PayPal clearing. Not a sub. Yo, somebody time that up for 2 weeks. Yo, Kami with the raid of 180. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Man, I'd much rather just play Victor, man. Like bored of Fang with. Let me just press R1. Shout out for the raid. Say, you know what? We'll just make it so anybody on Earth can combo in this game. This player has no idea what the they're doing. Waking up with 50 frame moves. And
Okay, I'm back.
Yesterday afternoon,
Thank you for your
I
patience.
finished
I
my
appreciate
React
that.
show DSP versus the internet, and as usual, I queued up a whole bunch of videos to upload. There's 2 that were gonna go live right there when the stream went live, and then the other, excuse me.
Yeah, people were making fun of him for that Sun
I got a
Pool, so
burp
he stopped
coming
doing it as much.
I'll let you
How's it
know
going,
when it's
Heather?
gonna come. I'll turn around. Anyway, yeah, 2 went live right after the show ended. The DSP
Yeah,
versus the
Silent
internet stream,
Weapons,
that is. And then 4
There's a
were gonna go
reason
live over
why
the course
people
of the
started
week,
censoring
one a day,
LTG slurs,
every morning
if I
at 10
understand it
a.m.
correctly.
So
is
I
that he
uploaded
was
all those
using
video
his
files
own
as usual,
slurs
and
as
I
reasons
went
to take
on
down
dinner break
videos.
with my wife here, and I come back to the stream, and I turn on the late stream of the Retro React event that I did with Heavy Rain on DSP
Why is this
Throwback,
necessary to do this
and I
big
look at
ass
the
speech
videos,
about
and
this?
they're all uploaded, but most of them say they're processing but aren't live yet, and I'm like, it's a little weird. Usually when you upload a video to YouTube,
Dude,
it
you were
processes
babysitting this. How did
relatively
this
quickly.
happen?
The only exception would be if it was a really, really long video. Like, for example, the streams that I do every day, okay? They take a long time to process because that's like a 5-6 hour video. And YouTube takes its sweet time. It could take upwards of like 12 hours sometimes.
I want to hear that again. That was a rough
process.
one.
And YouTube takes a long time to
Yeah,
process.
snort for his
because
life
that's
on
like
that
a
one.
5-6 hour video.
Okay.
And YouTube takes its sweet time. It could take
Reset
upwards
my
of
life
12
clock.
hours sometimes for that stream to fully process and be viewable as an on-demand video. So I'm thinking, no big deal, right? So I do my Heavy Rain
I like
stream
the
last night,
bloop
went really
bloop
well.
giggity that
Come
you get every
back,
once in a while.
and half the videos have errored out, saying
Yes, Lackey
YouTube
Bracky, the
is
snort
unable to
recoil is
process
funny
this
as hell.
video. What? I'm using
Snorting?
the same settings, the same hardware, the same everything here.
All right.
And I don't know why YouTube would reject videos. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why?
Maybe
are they
you've
rejecting
uploaded too many
videos and not
DSP
processing
videos.
them?
Gotta shut that shit down.
You know? So I'm trying to figure this out, and basically, this didn't happen. I'm not even kidding. This didn't happen until like between midnight and 1 in the morning.
Can you get
They
to the
just
rant
sat
about
there saying
YouTube already? This
process,
is really
process,
dumb.
And then 1 in the morning errors out, and I'm like, you kidding me? I'm going to sleep. I'm
What?
in the bedroom, getting into bed.
I'm trying
when I
to take
realized
my
this
Betty
happened.
by.
So I
Fucking
come
idiots.
back out of the bedroom
Jesus Christ.
to fix this, and I take a look at the Heavy Rain videos, because now, of course, the Heavy Rain stream has ended and everything. And basically, one of the Heavy Rain videos did exactly the same thing. So it wasn't just the React videos.
Goes on
that
for
were
half an
affected,
hour
it was
about this
also
shit?
the Heavy Rain stuff, and I'm like,
Oh,
so what
God.
that means is
All
YouTube's
right.
having processing issues with their servers. It has nothing to do with the video quality or anything. It's them. It's on their end. At any time, I can upload a video.
At professional
and YouTube
level?
might just say, oh, can't process the video, and just cancel it out. So I re-queued up everything to upload overnight, and luckily, it took this time. They took all the videos, and they all processed properly. So
Okay,
would like to think-
I'm gonna cut to the chase here with this shit. DSP, what do you want to be? How do you want this to be solved? Because this is a video sharing website, a massive one. Quite frankly, the only one, realistically speaking here. So the amount of videos coming in daily, I looked it up one time. Isn't it nearly hundreds of thousands a day of videos? This shit is incredible that we've managed to keep this thing going so long. They probably have some of the most intense server farm shit they got going on. So here's how it's going to go, DSP. Both of the approaches are not going to favor you. If everyone is treated equally, and it's a first come, first serve when it comes to uploading videos, or just upload and see what happens, you're going to get screwed over occasionally, because you just are. That's the nature of the beast. If you want some sort of priority system, for example, well, I'm very important, I need my videos to upload, this is my business. If you want that system to exist, you're even further down the chain because you're nobody, DSP. You're nobody. You know who they're going to give that to. They're going to give that to people like Mr. Beast and shit. You're not going to even, I'm going to be up above you probably. And I don't have much going on. So what system do you want to solve this? YouTube just needs to fix it. Okay, well, maybe they should hire you to do continuous improvement, DSP.
I think the issue's fixed, but I don't think so. I think it's just kind of random when you're uploading a
At a
video
professional
now
level,
in a whole
brother.
process, because that's what happened. It was like
You know what?
two
I'm probably one of the
gas
best video
videos and
uploaders in the
one
country.
of the Heavy Rain videos wouldn't process. And it's funny because when people say stuff like this to me, because people say this all the time.
Yes,
Phil, when
Graham,
you
it was
upload your
intentional.
videos, why don't you upload them in order? I don't get it. In any given day, let's say you play 3 to 5 hours of gameplay. And if it was supposed to be parts 20, 21, and 22, why is it that half the time it goes part 23 shows up first, then part 21, then part 22? Okay?
Yeah, all legitimate
The reason
complaints.
is very simple. YouTube.
Oh, okay, not my
YouTube's
fault.
processing
Okay, thank
has
God. I
always
thought it was
been
DSP's
weird.
fault there
you
for a second.
can upload 3 videos
Ooh, I
of
was scared.
exactly the same length. You can upload them in the order that you want them to show up on YouTube. You know?
I mean, how long do they take to process, DSP? Here's what you do, and people have told you this. I'm not the first person, not even the 100th person to tell you this. Set it up so the videos premiere at specific points. If you're done streaming at 8:30 and you start putting them up, have one release at 9, have one of them release at 9:30, have one of them release at 10, all throughout the night. You've got a whole 8-hour period of night that you can have it transfer up. DSP, that is too much work to set the times. I can't do it. I'm too busy doing Hogan pulls.
You could do all that.
You could do that while
And
doing
then
the
what
Hogan
happens?
pulls, DSP.
Boom, they just don't show up, or they freeze. The last one, works first, and then it goes in a random order. It's really stupid how YouTube operates.
Then how come other people don't have this problem?
And I don't know
How come you were the only one with this
why
issue?
that is. I wish I did, but that's always been the case on YouTube. Now, what I always recommend to people, okay, is do not watch videos in the order that they publish on YouTube. If you're watching an ongoing playthrough, like let's say right now you're watching Baldur's Gate 3, don't just sit around today waiting for YouTube
Waiting for you.
to have the videos go live and click on the ones that go live.
How is it that
immediately.
this guy
all those
cannot
videos
understand the
automatically get added
system
to the playlist?
when the system is
Every
written right
single
there in
time
the
that I
name of the
upload a
company?
video, it's
You,
an ongoing
DSP,
playlist. There
you.
are no
You're the
videos
guy.
that are just
You're
like random
responsible.
videos sitting around. Unless it's a one-off video, like maybe every once in a while I'll have an impromptu Q&A.
That would take
stream
4
with
extra
you
clicks. He
guys,
doesn't
right?
have time for that. Yeah,
and
all
that's
these
cool,
clicks
and
add
that will
up,
be in a
man.
playlist. But
Jesus.
for the most
It
part,
gets me every time.
all my
It's-
videos.
it's like
any
someone firing a
Big
gun
series,
sometimes.
The weekly DSP versus the Internet show, the Heavy Rain Retro React, they're all in playlists. So all you gotta
I have to
do
give up.
is when you see in your subscriber feed, oh, a new video has arrived. Okay, you don't click on the video. Go to the playlist, click play. It'll resume from where you left off. Like let's say, for example.
So let me understand this correctly, DSP. You want your audience to do more work than you. Because that's essentially the same amount of effort that it takes for you to set up your videos to premiere at the correct order. You are wanting us to spend the extra seconds that you could spend. And it's one of you, DSP, and let's be generous here. It's 5 DSP fans. You're wanting 5 people to do the work that you are not capable of doing 1/5 of. Do you not see how that's kind of inherently selfish, DSP?
Watched every part of Baldur's Gate up to today, but not the new parts that are being added. If you just resume
It's a
the
kind of
playlist,
reboot
it'll
control,
go right
Steve.
to the new video and play
He
them in order.
hardwires back into
For
you.
some
He
odd
patches back
reason,
into you with
and
each
to this
snort.
day, people still don't know how to use playlists on YouTube. It
You
baffles
guys are
me.
just too stupid
It's
to
like,
use my
I've been using
channel.
playlists since day one, 16 years ago.
DSP's channel is very hard
Always,
to figure out.
I've had my stuff in playlists. I guess people are just so used to a mentality. You
Entitled
don't do
jerks.
that. You just click on a new video that shows up in your feed because a lot of YouTubers only put out like one video a day, if that. Right?
Yeah, you have to
But
alter
for
your
me,
mentality for
I've
me.
always
That's
done it
kind of
that way.
true. You do.
Okay, and I hope that you guys, understand.
Think the dumbest thing you could
why
do.
I do it that
That's what
way
you're
because
going
I
to be
want
doing.
things to be professional. I want things to be in order, right?
But you don't do it.
And that's why we handle it that way. So I hope
Exactly,
that you will
son.
continue to watch my videos
Oh, no.
in order. Don't.
I wonder
think,
why
oh,
these things are happening. It's not an
Phil's
emergency yet,
purposefully
though.
uploading them out of order. No, I'm not. I'm actually uploading them in order. YouTube publishes them at a random rate. Now, someone
That
just
you
said in
can
chat,
adjust,
why don't you upload
DSP.
them one
That
at a
you
time?
have the power to
Any
adjust.
concept, any concept at all of how much
Wait,
annoying extra
hold on
work
a
that would
second.
be.
Hold on a second. Baldrick, he uses the old YouTube uploader? How do you use the old YouTube uploader? How do you find it?
Instead of finishing a stream and queuing up 5 videos at once and walking away and letting them all go live, I only upload one, wait for that one to upload and publish, come back and manually start the next one and wait for it to upload and publish. I would never get the videos on the the internet. I don't sit in the office all day.
Snort though.
In reality, that's how it used to be back in the day. Way back in the day, you're talking over 10 years ago.
So what I'm hearing
you
is
had
that
to
we didn't
manually
have someone
upload each
on
video
night
like
shift.
that, and that would take sometimes days to get videos up. Like when a game first came out, and I was playing a ton of gameplay within like 2 days. Sometimes it would take 3-4 days to get.
Oh yeah, the Giga Snorts.
Manually keep doing video. It was
Where's
really
the Giga
annoying.
Snorts? I've got a
now
couple.
you can queue everything up at once. It's better. Now you might also say, well, why don't you
No, that's a
schedule
good
all
laugh.
your
Damn
videos
it.
out? Because I could do that. I could make it so that like today with Baldur's Gate 3, the first video that should go live is the podcast. Then an hour later, part 103 of Baldur's
Can't
Gate
do
3.
it, man.
Then an hour later, part
You sit in
104 of
your
Baldur's
snort
Gate
fort
3.
all
Then
day
an
instead
hour
of the
later, part
office.
105. I could
Yeah,
do
she
that.
can have Cat have night shift. Jesus, god
If
damn,
that's what
man.
people really want. But the thing is, that's limiting the time frame in which
You
you
need
can
some
watch
water?
the videos.
I'll get you some water,
A lot of people
DSP.
wanna
You
see
just
video
chill.
right away as soon as it's available. Like for example,
Okay, because it uploads. Hold on, I'm kind of invested in what you're talking about, Boulder. Because it uploads the files faster that have less. Okay, so that's why it's happening. Again, something that DSP could work around. But you know what's going to happen is that he's going to wait for years to actually start doing this system, and then he's going to take credit for it. He's going to say, "I figured this out."
what if today with Baldur's Gate 3, all you care about is a certain mission, and you're looking for that mission? So if all 3 videos went live at the same time, oh, here's the one I wanted, click on the one, watch that video immediately. Or else, what if it was the 3rd video in order? Then you'd have to wait 3-4 hours for the video to show up because I scheduled them out separately to show up in order, right? The thing is, there's pros and cons to anything, correct?
What's the con, DSP, that cripples you from doing
Overall,
this?
I haven't gotten a lot of complaints about
What?
this. Every once in a while, I get a complaint about, video
But
order or whatever.
isn't it so much to just do it because it's the right thing to do? Does DSP only work when he's being complained to about something? No, that's not true, because he doesn't do anything then either.
If YouTube would just process everything and throw it out there right away,
No,
it
Sonic,
wouldn't
I
even
have
be an
not
issue.
seen those videos.
But it seems like now we're having this issue, and I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know, what if it's going to really affect us moving forward, or if it's just a one-off thing that happened yesterday. I guess we'll see again today. It's going to be really annoying, when we're in the midst of new releases, especially if we get to games.
Just so you guys know, a trained pig can get off 10 snorts really fast before they have to reload.
Where a lot more people are excited for them, and people want the next part right away, and then I had to upload the part 3 times before YouTube would process it and put it on the site, right? Like, I guess we'll see.
I
feel
guess
like
it's just
every time
YouTube's fault.
that YouTube
Nothing I can do,
makes
dude.
progress, somehow down the line they screw it up and go right back to how they were. And this kind of stuff, this processing issue.
Yeah, it's
used
not
to
like
happen all
DSP
the
who
time
never
on YouTube.
changes position
And
ever.
YouTube
You
would
can't
then
go backwards.
Put out these really bogus recommendations. Oh,
I don't have to go
use a
Laugh
different
Symphony now.
encoder. Use this codec
toxified.
instead of that codec. None of it affected anything. They just made bullshit up because it was always on their end, but they would always give
Exactly
you
like
excuses as to why it happened to make you put the blame on the uploader, right? Like oh, it's the
He's out of
uploader's
hand,
fault
though.
that the video you
Pack him in
always
the gout.
uploaded and never had an issue on YouTube now won't process on YouTube. Sure, it's totally not on your end, right, Google? That's how they are. Again, YouTube never admits fault, never says, "Oops, we did something wrong."
What do you want them to do, DSP? Do you want them to send you a personalized email of them on their hands and knees begging your forgiveness, Ffil? Screw you, you're nobody. And how do you know, DSP? Are you signed up to the YouTube press releases? I'm sure they send them out. DSP, big fan of those, loves reading them. He likes reading them as he passes out on the kitchen floor.
It's always on you to figure out what's going wrong and try to fix it yourself, because they will never, ever, ever admit like they screwed something up. I mean, even when they outright did and then they fix it behind the scenes, they still won't admit that they screwed it up to begin with.
You do that. You still do that. You always do that.
Anyway, so just a heads up. I hope this doesn't affect today's videos. I hope this doesn't affect
That was
videos
some
moving
intense
forward. Hopefully it's just a
projection, man.
one-off thing.
Self-soothing.
But fingers crossed, everything goes smoothly today and we don't
Yeah,
have videos
here's-
stuck in
here's
processing
hoping.
endlessly, and now all the videos upload in weird order today.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
that's
videos
number
go
one.
nuts. I can do nothing to
two.
contain the videos.
Here's another weird thing going on. All right.
They're holding me accountable. What the
So
hell?
we've noticed this over the past couple of weeks. As you know, I have 3 channels. This is DSP Gaming, the channel that I'm on the most. This is where all the gameplay goes.
This is where most of the
daily
shit
podcast.
starts flinging.
Then there's the React channel where I do the DSP
That one's
versus
pretty
the internet
awful.
clip
Hate
show
that
once a
one.
week.
Trash.
And every once in a while, I'll upload like a review or, you know, a food
reviewing
video
cabbage
or
or
maybe a
something,
tier
or
maker
beef.
or something like that. And now we have the new throwback channel where daily
Where
there's
it's
a new
somehow
part
getting
of
worse.
either Red Dead Redemption or Final Fantasy 13. And now once a week I'm doing the retro
Yeah,
react
Ffil, that'd be
streams
funny.
of Heavy Rain. Now, all these channels are going smoothly.
Hmm,
except
Timothy,
there's a
that
weird
sounds
thing
like a
going
good
on
question
the
to get you
React channel
banned.
only.
DSP is a successful
Okay.
businessman.
On the React channel only,
Okay.
if you super chat during a live stream, people can like the super chat,
Sweet.
meaning you can thumb it up, and you can actually see
Thumb it up sounds
actively on
dirty,
the
but
screen.
sweet.
People are thumbing up a super chat, and it's an interesting feature. I'm not sure what it's for. I don't think it actually
It's to build a
adds
community.
anything
It's not
to-
adding
to
anything.
the
It's
stream,
community, stupid.
But it's nice to have that feature. It's a different feature. It adds a new level of interactivity. If people
Snort?
contribute,
Can they snort on the
right,
super chat?
then you can say, "Oh, this is neat. Let's go ahead and
Oh, sweet. I'm
like
gonna press
it, right?
button.
Cool." But there's a weird thing about that. It's
No,
only
Jay,
on the React
never.
channel. I don't have it on DSP Gaming. I don't have it on the DSP Throwback
So why do you
channel.
care? You admitted you don't really understand
When
how
I
it works.
got it on the React channel, I got no notification that
What?
I got it
This
or
is
that
stupid.
it existed. I'm just kind of scratching my head. Where did it come from? And why do I have it? And what's its purpose? And why is it only on one of my 3
Am I the only one
channels?
seeing these things here?
I don't know.
These thumb up reacts, these thumbings of ups.
Right? Very
understand.
weird. Now, here's
Chad,
the other
explain this
thing.
to me.
Okay.
With money
Ted
attached,
Rogers
please.
says maybe because it's the newest channel that got monetized. That's not true. That the DSP Reacts channel used to be the vlogging channel. That
Wrong
channel's been
again,
monetized
idiots.
For ages
Damn.
and ages and ages.
Don't do any thinking.
The newest channel
Let
that gets
DSP do all the
monetized is
thinking.
the Throwback channel. That just got monetized about a month ago, and no, that one doesn't have it. So that's definitely not it. Okay.
My question is really, why does this matter? I know I say that about a lot of DSP's content, but what could it possibly matter that this thing is happening, DSP? You yourself admit that it does not appear to be doing anything. It does not appear to have any functionality. It does not appear to affect your metrics at all. It doesn't appear to do something beneficial to you. It's just there. So why do you care so much? You know, I can understand DSP being a little bit upset or annoyed if it, quadrupled his income or something, but he doesn't have it on the other channels. It doesn't do anything.
Okay. Here's another example of the weird stuff that happens on YouTube all the time. There'll be some days, okay?
Like
I'll
back
come
in the
into
sky is not
office, I'm like,
falling.
"Oh,
I am
okay.
not in financial straits.
Let's start
by
the
way I
stream
need
and
money.
I'll open everything up. And I'll take a look and say, wait a minute. Why does my menu look different?
That's true, Flip, I guess.
So right now, all right, I'm sitting in my default dashboard
Sweet.
to broadcast.
I thought you were
to
sitting in
guys.
your
I'm
office.
looking
I'm
at it right
confused.
now, and I see the stream chat, and I see at the bottom there's an option for, I believe that's emotes.
Purge
It is.
all
There's an
viewers.
emotes
Yeah.
button.
Press that button,
Okay.
DSP.
Right next to the emotes button, there's a button that has like a picture of $1, and that's supposed to be contribute to the stream.
Yeah, I'm not
And
contributing to
then
myself.
there's
That's stupid.
a
You give me that
plus
money.
button on the right hand side, and that's supposed to be start a poll.
I thought he said
that's the
bus
options I have.
button.
2 days
It's
ago,
for when I
I
have
didn't
to
have the
butt.
option for emotes. It was gone. It was just removed. There was no way for me to use an emote unless I knew the manual command to type it in the chat. I couldn't use emotes in my own chat.
Why do you care?
From my channel dashboard.
Why do you care?
Where did it go? I don't know. I refreshed. I logged it. Still gone.
I don't understand.
YouTube had coded it out.
I'm waiting for DSP
Here
to
we are
make this
back today.
important.
It's back. Now, yesterday, I was broadcasting on DSP Throwback, okay?
How did that go? Did you get money?
When I'm logged into my dashboard on the DSP Throwback channel,
Yeah, he hates
which I'm
emotes.
trying to look at right
He doesn't
now.
use them. But he wants to make sure they're available. For him. I want the option, thank you.
Everything seems the same. However, if I set up a live stream...
All right, let's start it up
so
right now.
funny. I set up a live stream.
Start it up
I'm just
within
gonna
the
set up like
stream.
a demo stream.
Pixel, I can tell you, it just says toxicity, be negative, money laundering, and hurt Ffil. I like the hurt Ffil one. It's a bit more direct to the point.
And I'm gonna... It's just gonna be a demo stream. It's not a real stream, so I'm gonna set it to...
It shows a little
No
picture
no
of DSP
ads.
frowning, and he's got a tear going down his face. That's who you're hurting. Think about that.
You know, live chat, yes.
This is trash, DSP. Is this the quality
Yeah, put
content that we're
things
supposed to
here.
enjoy? I'm ready to hand over my money to this. I love watching a geezer mess with his computer.
And make it unlisted because it's not a real stream. Okay, done.
All right, cool. All right, we're streamceptioning here.
So now
Can we double stream?
it opens up.
DSP, start up
Okay.
9 streams at once.
And now I'm on the dashboard.
Do
it's supposed to be the same
Blow up
exact
your
screen
computer.
that I'm in for a stream on DSP Gaming. Okay, it's supposed to be exactly the same screen.
Okay.
I'm
What's the
staring
emotes
at it
looking
right
like?
now.
I'm invested.
On this one,
This has gotten
there is
important.
no emojis button. There's a happy face. And if I click on that happy face, then it opens the emojis menu.
What?
But it's different than what is on my dashboard on DSP Gaming.
Oh my
on
God.
DSP Gaming, it's like a weird white symbol. that
DSP, I'm
doesn't look
freaking
like
out in
anything.
chat.
On this one, it's a happy face. On this one, there's a button that says show your support for DSP Throwback. There's no $sign on it. It's blank. It's a blank button. Okay? Huh? Also, so when I'm logged into the DSP Throwback channel, I also have the option to do one of those symbols, either the heart, the
DSP,
happy
you ever
face,
play
the
with tech
big
decks?
horn, or
You
the
play with tech
100.
decks?
You know, I forget what they're
You
called.
want to play
It's
tech
always-
decks, DSP? Come on over. I got a
pops up
ramp
on
and
the screen,
some,
like it looks like
some
like
spare
a,
ones you can play with me.
Instagram feed or whatever it is.
This kind of shit is stupid.
Or Snapchat.
This
feed or
kind of
whatever it is.
obsession
That's, you know,
is
people doing it
dumb.
right now in the chat. I can see the symbols popping up. So I have that only on DSP Throwback. When I'm looking at the same
Clear
exact
cache?
screen
Dude, that's
on,
impossible.
on DSP Gaming, it's not
Oh,
there.
Crone? Okay,
So,
I got you.
I'm literally on the same screen on 2 different YouTube accounts. And the screens are completely different. There's no consistency at all between even having 2 YouTube channels. What is going on with YouTube that they code things so differently? And then one person has one thing, one person has another thing, one person has a feature to like a super chat, another person.
Maybe DSP, that when they test out beta things or they test out new strategies or new ideas or new implementations, they pick people randomly. And maybe that's done on purpose so they can pull some data from random places. It might be a form of sample sizing. Or maybe that you did not exactly clear your browser history, not browser history, what the hell am I saying? That's Derekism. Clear cache, clear the cache. DSP, you might actually want to clear your browser history too. That might be what's slowing everything down.
Softcore, begging, snorting.
Yeah, that's gonna blow up the system. Anyway, could it be, DSP, that you don't understand how this works, but everything's working more or less fine, and you're just confused and stupid? I would think that would probably be the most reasonable explanation. And furthermore, you stated yourself that these things are not important, that they don't do anything. You not being able to press emojis in your own chat means nothing, because you don't do emojis in your chat. You're complaining about something that you admit doesn't matter, but then you want to keep complaining about it. I don't understand. It's an incongruency I can't make any sense of.
Doesn't have it, right? It doesn't even make
Good night,
any
Heather.
sense. This website is so inconsistent and flaky, and every day it changes.
Exactly.
And it
like
drives
you
me
get banned
nuts
for
that
that.
they do it like that. Because as
Especially
a
when you're
creator,
cheesing the
what I'd
boss.
love to do is explain new exciting things to you guys, right? Like, oh, guys, guess what? There's a new feature on YouTube
Snorting?
where...
E-snorting?
Hold on, delete forever.
If you tip, you
okay?
can snort.
I'm deleting that fake stream now.
The fake stream? The Argentinian stream?
It claims it's doing it.
Oh, hold on. I got to make
Okay.
sure. I got to
Anyway,
lean in and confirm.
No, so yeah, like, I would love to say, hey, guys, there's a new feature. Let's
remember
check
that,
it out,
Steven. He got
right?
so
Let's
mad
use
about
it all
that.
together. Let's do this. Hey, guys, here's how you do this on a stream. What you got to do is click here, click here. Half this time when I'm telling you guys this stuff, it doesn't even exist.
I can think of few people that I would be seeking out attention less than DSP. Or not attention, instruction. Because when DSP says this stuff like, oh, I can't instruct you guys on this thing. DSP, you don't know anything. I'm not going to get instructions from you. Ever. Even if it sounds kind of correct, I'm not going to listen to you. If this dude's bleeding out and you're telling me you should probably put some pressure on that, I'm going to not put any pressure on it because I assume you're stupid and wrong. So what do you care that you don't have these abilities to explain things to people? You're shit. You're shit at it. I'm not listening to you.
Because what I see and what you see is different. What I see on my various different YouTube channels
Yeah,
is
that's
different.
annoying, Banana Jones.
Why is it all different?
Claiming.
It doesn't make sense. Why
You're
can't they have
lying.
any consistency? This site is ridiculous. So what I mean, one day you can upload videos, no problem. The next day, nothing will process. Today, everyone liked my super chats.
Oh, thank you,
Oh, you
Ffil.
can't do that anymore. They took it away. All right, everyone, click on the green dollar bill button. Wait, what's that? It's not on my screen.
Oh, that's
sorry,
what
I
it
guess
really
it's
comes
not for
down
some
to.
people, but it's there
Is
for
that
others.
money button
Like,
better not ever disappear?
so I can't really explain stuff to you guys, right? I apologize for that. It is frustrating.
They
that
should
I
just
can't
turn
because
this into the level 1 grandpa
I
cast.
wish that
Complaint cast.
you know, YouTube would
I like
be
yours
more
better.
professional about it. They're just not. And at the end of the day, YouTube is bad at business.
Oh,
You know, what there are is like a bunch of techies who all went
Nerds.
to like Ivy League schools.
bunch of nerds.
So they're all great
Privileged nerds.
at coming up with like ideas, and they're all great with like coding, but they're not good actual people of implementation. And what I mean by that is like,
As opposed to who? DSP? Look at how he's shitting on these people. He's very good at it. Oh, these people are educated. They went to good schools. They're really good at coding. They're all shit, though.
okay, they're book smart, but they're not street smart. Okay? They can study as much as they want and they have all the knowledge in their head. But when it comes to applying that to the real
How do you apply hot fixes, DSP? How do you apply cold fixes? How do you apply patches, DSP? How do you maintenance a server farm, DSP? How do you do all these things, DSP? It's all street smarts, so any person should know this. To me, street smarts are something that anyone should really be able to have if they had enough life experience. So DSP, tell me how to do these things, because it's street smarts, right? Tell me how I roll out updates. Tell me. I don't know. I'm really stupid, DSP. I just came out of the vault yesterday, and it's street smarts that I don't have yet. How do you do that? DSP has so much street smarts because he's really good at implementing stuff. You know, like banning you. That's an implementation. It's implementing you getting the hell out.
world, to people who are using their stuff every day, they fail.
Still has street
That's
snorts,
why
not books.
they go out there and
He's
they're
not
launching a new
educated
feature
Ivy
and it
League
just doesn't
snorts.
work. It craps out. Then they have to fix it on the fly. And the question is, why did you launch the feature if it didn't work? How did you not know it didn't work? Didn't you use it or test it yourself?
Because things aren't always going according to plan, DSP. You yourself admit that. You admit that things don't always happen the way you wanted them to. But apparently no one else has that excuse. And DSP, again, it's amazing that a lot of this shit even works at all, quite frankly. When I think of technology, I think it's sorcery. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. You're telling me this rock has lightning in it and that's how I can watch a DSP? That's crazy. How'd you do that? So DSP, who is quite frankly far stupider than me, and it's kind of saying something, he knows more about this shit. He knows how to implement all this shit.
Are we all the endless beta testers for YouTube? Or did they did test it, but they're just so ignorant of how the site really works, they don't even understand.
Yeah, they don't understand how
right?
their own site works. You got it, DSP.
So that's me anyway. That's, you know,
He has a degree in begging,
this kinda
right?
drives me
Bode?
nuts because, again,
Coming
as a
from
business
from the
person,
person that can't count.
how can I operate a business without
he
consistency?
struggles because they
I'm
keep
not
adding
making these
numbers.
issues.
It's
YouTube
impossible
every
to
day.
learn them all.
You know. Anyway, so that's just a few things to talk about today. Nothing super important.
Big
but I
ups on
thought
the
it'd be
most
good
recent
variety
video,
discussion
Repsy. I
for the
enjoyed it.
show. I'm hoping that there will not be ongoing issues with processing of videos. Let's hope for the best. Okay.
Yeah, Lacky Bracky, good point. Those
So
jokes
let's
escape
briefly
him.
discuss the schedule. This will not be a long segment today. Oh, by the way, so yesterday was React Day, right? Both shows, DSP versus the Internet and the Retro Reactive Heavy Rain, were really good, right, Jasper? Right, buddy?
The one that featured me, Rebsy.
They're both really good. Okay?
I'm self-promoting a little bit. It was really good. I enjoyed
You
it.
can watch the archives of either stream right now. Awesome.
I liked having that.
If you're not subscribed,
That's my favorite thing that
individual
detractors
parts
do is
will
the
be going
momentary
live
moments in
over the
time
course
of
the
DSP
week.
antics.
So I hope that you'll check those out as well.
Because then I can
daily
send
on
those
each
bite-sized
respective
moments
channel.
to
I do want
friends
to
of
say
mine.
thank you to those who attended the streams because each one did have good support, which helps those channels out. Because those channels
Dr.
don't make
Beggar
a
to
lot
you.
of ad revenue, but it's the support of
I
the
don't
streams
spend
that's actually
4
worked
years
on
in
the channel's vital.
beggar
So thank you for
residency
that, for those
to
who
be called
supported the
Mr.
channel.
Beggar.
Thank you, Jasper, for being a cute kitty.
Jasper works for YouTube, and he heard everything, DSP.
Okay. I got the
Boy, that was really, really stupid. It's so ballsy, really. There are moments where I admire DSP's not so much bravery, because it's not bravery, but detachment from reality. That you've got this dude who's bankrupt, $500,000 in debt, can't afford to buy computer parts, not even the whole thing, can't afford to buy anything, addicted to mobile games, addicted to spending, addicted to yelling, and addicted to anger. Telling a company, you don't know how to run your company. Like, DSP would do so much better at running YouTube. YouTube would explode day 2 if DSP was working on it. Only because day 1 he couldn't get in the office. He forgot his key somewhere. So that's some madness that I frankly kind of admire, because I really do love pure madness sometimes. Because it's very beautiful. It's creative and destructive at the same time. And that's what we witness in these moments where DSP, the dude who goes to work in his jammy jams and snorts and burps in the microphone, wants to lecture other people on how to be professionals. It's golden. It's glorious. Okay, so here we are, Night of the Living Bots, sponsored by OIC. Chris Chancellor, oh sweet. An amazing heavy rain reaction. Oh, I heard about that. It was really out of context.
This is how I play the game.
Addicted to hate. I think that DSP is addicted to hate. Because hate is, it feels good. It feels good to hate on shit. And it's probably the only dopamine DSP gets, really, is shitting on things. DSP would be smacking the server. Jen Soak Brain, I want to go off of that. Remember, DSP spilled tonic, or what was it, the tonic water on his laptop, and got mad that while drying it, some of the buttons got pressed. So you know DSP would be spilling tonic on these servers and getting frustrated that he couldn't dry it fast enough and that it was making things like spark and not work. It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, he went broke traveling across the country too, Banana Jones.
That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
That's very quiet.
I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be
Seltzer water. Why did I say tonic?
disgusting.
I had tonic in my head for some reason. DSP doesn't do tonics.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so guys, hey, listen. Any contributions tonight are greatly appreciated.
Don't do drugs, man.
Literally, this one stream a week that I'm doing on the channel is making the channel viable with all the work that's going into it. You know, reviving those old playthroughs, upscaling them, doing the flicker reduction, the noise fixing, putting them into longer parts.
You're doing all this, by the way,
It's a lot of
DSP?
work, and I knew it wasn't going to be worth the work. So I'm happy that these streams every week are doing so well that it's
Yeah, he's not doing any of this. He's
so
management.
Tonight, if you support the stream in any way, that is
And like
greatly,
most
greatly
management,
appreciated.
he's
Keep this channel
completely
going,
worthless.
All right.
In 2017, the bottom fell out on YouTube. They lost most of their major advertisers, and it became completely impossible for someone like me to still make a living doing YouTube.
I can't hear me
full-time.
without thinking
So I
Ree.
said, I got to do something different and drastic. I changed
I gotta
myself.
start begging.
I evolved. I became a full-time beggar. Okay,
that was good.
Our first,
I gotta
different and
I gotta hear
drastic.
that one again.
I changed myself. I evolved. I became a full-time beggar. Okay,
They manipulated my words,
our first
dude.
tip of the night.
Let's go, Nepion.
I just received a very generous $50 tip from Harry Butthole.
Oh God.
I've never run
These
into this
stupid
thing
ass
before.
names,
What is that,
man.
money creature? Yeah, look.
Yeah, other
it's
people
a
are doing it
money
for free.
creature.
And not
It
only are
just
they doing
throws
it for
money
free,
around.
but he assesses them
What the hell is
live,
that?
and they're not there to say
1,000
anything.
viewers.
Or they're too
I
afraid
get
to
the
say
feeling
anything.
Then there's some botting going on.
Yeah,
That's
no
not
kidding.
me. I don't care about views or how many people are on the stream.
Then how come you
So,
complain about
there's
views
botting
when they're
going on.
low?
I have nothing to do with it. But welcome, anyone who's a newcomer tonight. Welcome.
Sarah's wondering, does Kat cringe at my old commentary? Yes, she doesn't.
Yeah, she
just like me. She's like, "What are you doing?"
probably
you know,
spins
what are
the
you gonna do?
cylinder
It
when
was a
she
different
thinks
time.
about
It was
it.
a different era. I was definitely appealing to a younger, immature audience. You know, it is what it is.
Bye.
Right.
Right.
By the way, guys, I'll just say this. Yes, obviously, someone is manipulating YouTube tonight on the stream. I'm literally not.
YouTube's
even
a bunch of
looking at YouTube
idiots.
I have nothing to do with
It
it.
might
I don't
be
want anything
YouTube
to do with it.
itself.
As you can see in chat,
Maybe they
the
implemented
chat
a
is
new
moving
feature.
realistically for a stream that probably has like 300 people in it, which is probably what we really have. I have nothing to do with it. I can't
Yeah,
fix
that
that
was cool,
so just
Sunful.
ignore it. All right.
Those kind of
I have
moments are fun when you can
control
predict
over it,
DSP
but it's
before
hilarious
he
'cause you
even
can
does
purposefully
anything.
see certain trolls coming in and talking about it in chat to try to basically derail the stream. Just ignore them. and enjoy the stream with me, and we'll have a good time tonight, alright?
You for the ribs?
Certainly not the first time this has happened, not the last time. These idiots do dumb stuff to try to derail my streams. Just ignore it, and let's have a good time.
You have money, you scam people,
$30
you gonna
I turn
spend
on
it
the
on burgers?
Pig roach is a living oxymoron. Moron.
He definitely does put the moron in oxymoron. He's some sort of moron. But yeah, thank you very much for the donation. DSP's list of contradictions are astronomical. Now, there is a list that you would be doing for the rest of your life, making a list of all of DSP's contradictions. I mean, he gives you roughly 20 a day. I wonder if you could have duplicates. I guess you couldn't have duplicates, or else it would never get done.
Camera, maybe $50, I'll blow you a kiss. Also, what's funny is people are saying, is that a Chris Chan sweater? I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
It's a Nautica sweater.
Yes, you do,
Nautica is a very
DSP. Quit
good
playing
designer
dumb.
brand, so if he ever wore a Nautica sweater, I guess. But
Exactly, Epion. The money always works. Can't talk, though.
When I wore the sweater,
Your
in
wallet can talk.
2010, this is what I wore to work.
It's still 24 sub mode for your wallet.
Here.
All right.
Put your pants back on. You won't be needing those, buddy. Thanks for staying. I
Here
feel
again.
a lot better now.
Sexual stuff. Kids love it.
I better get going then.
Hey, do you have dreams about getting gangbanged by 4 dudes in ski masks and then getting your throat slit in the bathroom?
What the hell?
Just asking.
Again, you have to realize something. My audience back then was primarily teenagers. Like, when you look at your YouTube analytics or whatever, it was all teens. So that's, I mean, I was what? Like, in 2010, I was, like 27 years old. But I was still doing this kind of commentary.
27 years old, man. 27 years old. I mentioned this on Twitter, but DSP has a really hard time understanding demographics and how that works. He doesn't understand anything, really. But he sees that teenagers like very abrasive, risque, downright vulgar commentary or content. For example, teens love Howard Stern. Teens love Jackass. Teens love Beavis and Butthead. Teens love these things. However, they're not made for teens. The goal was not to draw in teens. Most TV shows and movies that teens like, teens are not the target audience. Grand Theft Auto is not made for teens. It isn't. It is made for adults. It just so happens that teens gravitate to that. DSP is the only dude who seemed to have gotten into his head that in order to appeal to teens, you should do this stuff because that's what they're into. That's not what it's about, man. And for him to say that as a form of excuse and say, well, I was only 27. Dude, you mean to tell me that at 27, you didn't understand that just because a group of people like something doesn't mean that it was supposed to be for them. Doesn't get it. No, DSP, you said these disgusting things because you thought that they were funny things that would make you popular. That's really the long and the short of it. But you're throwing kids into it, which to me is also really vulgar because what you're saying is I'm exposing kids to sexual content. Not necessarily like I'm showing my ass on stream, thankfully. But what I'm doing is I'm contextualizing everything from a sexual perspective. Why are you doing that to children, DSP? Why would you do that? That seems really wrong. And you're saying this now because back then he was saying that it was for adults. So DSP's lie, again, it goes back to something that I brought up that a couple streams ago. DSP, when he lies, often creates a far worse narrative than if he was honest, which shows the dangers of being a compulsive liar. Sometimes the truth actually does serve you better, DSP, that you're just a crazy asshole.
Because I was trying to appeal to that younger audience who liked that immature style, right?
How's it going,
now, my audience, no
I'm
exaggeration.
planning on going
how many
until
of you
I got a
right
couple
now
more
watching
clips,
are teenagers,
and then I'm going to head out.
Probably not many, right? Probably very few. Most of my audience is in their 20s, 30s, or 40s now. Their older audience wants to watch a more throwback YouTuber. So now my commentary is much more mature. I don't do this kind of stuff anymore, but you know, you gotta cringe at this stuff. It
That's
happens.
true, Heinz.
It's public.
I'm a mature adult with a business
He was
degree.
27 years old. He was basically a larva. That's true. He hadn't gotten into his pupil
you
stage
said I could contact you if I remembered anything.
The hooker.
or his chrysalis stage.
She wants some.
Can I come in?
Hubba, hubba.
Oh, thank you, little shadow.
Oh my
Sure.
god!
Can you
What
still
the
remember
fuck?
how to give a really kicking blowjob? I hope
Oh
so.
my god! Of course I have to say that. Of course I do. Ugh.
Let me take your coat.
Maybe it should be a project I do sometime where I take jokes from, it would be really complicated, but I could do it. This stream or this playthrough that he did, Heavy Rain, I would want to look at other people around that time period who are also saying sex jokes and that they're funnier or that they're amusing. DSP mashes sex joke like it's going out of style. It's all he's got going for him. He just replaced it with poop
So
now.
embarrassing.
Uh-oh. Shelby's gonna get laid.
Oh my god! I'm gonna say this the
Perhaps
whole
so,
scene. I bet.
Redneck
The
owner.
whole scene. I'm not gonna shut up about it.
Please.
But it's not meant for teens to buy it.
The what? The roofie? He called. Come on. Oh my god, man. Come on. Now for the roofie. It's a Bill Cosby situation right now. Oh my god, man.
Okay.
The UP.
That's definitely making it better,
Phil Cosby
DSP.
Hot take. Ffil Cosby. You call me Ffil Cosby.
Yeah, the fake laughs are really
Brian
painful.
is a upstanding gentleman. And so is Bill Cosby. What the fuck? Bill Cosby, he's the perfect comedian. One day I hope to grow up to be just like him.
I love yelling humor. I be like Bill Cosby.
Nice.
So we're gonna listen to this again.
Ffil Cosby.
But I want you all to imagine this is 3 a.m, okay? 3 a.m, and you're trying to get some sleep because you got to go work your shitty ass 9-to-5 job. That's probably not even as hard as streaming. And you hear this on the other side of the wall, your neighbor.
Kobe Bryant is a upstanding gentleman. And so is Bill Cosby. What the fuck? Bill Cosby, he's the perfect comedian. One day I hope to grow up to be just like him. He called Cosby on the phone to get some love advice and said just put 2 pills in the drink.
You would think your neighbor's crazy. You would think your neighbor wasn't medicated.
Oh my god, he's drinking wheelchair.
Oh god, I'm really scared. That dude is screaming and yelling at his TV again, talking about Bill Cosby and Kobe Bryant.
Oh my god.
Sexual allegations.
See? I never
Crazy.
shut up.
You're really something special, Lauren. I'll give you that. Now take your pants off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, DSP, it's almost like it's really
exhausting,
dumb.
Right? It's exhausting. Okay, 1 or 2 jokes, fine. This is like 12 in a row. And it's still going. Like, I won't shut up.
Future
right?
DSP
like,
is
now
a
I'm actually
detractor.
finding myself
Young
to be
DSP needs to ban this
obnoxious.
dude.
But again, this is 14 years later. You know, this is a third of my life later. I find myself
Phil
14 years
Cosby
ago
and
very
Derek
obnoxious.
Aw.
But it's just like,
Well,
here's
that
the
does
thing
work,
too,
kinda.
like, you know, back then, to be like a PC kind of commentator was not necessarily when you get your popularity, but I think what ended up happening was a lot of commentators started off risque and then went PC.
Or maybe DSP, what happened was that people realized that they were kind of being over the top abrasive and dialed it back. Or maybe some people at the time knew that making nonstop penis jokes wasn't that funny. I don't know, DSP. I feel that there's multiple possible explanations for why the reality was what it was.
While they were still big. And by doing that, now they became kind of approved by game publishers and stuff like that. Then they started getting games early. They started getting invited to press events. They started getting sponsorships. Me, like, I didn't change my style for a very long time. Like, I kept commentating like this for another 7 years. And then I changed when it was already so played out, you see? So, that's kind of crazy. Like, man, imagine if your Quantic Dream, and you're like, wow, one of the biggest playthroughs on YouTube of our game, here it is. You start watching it, and you hear me make those jokes for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, I would imagine he'd ban you.
You know, I mean, I don't want anything to do with this guy, and now I kind of get it. I do, like, I kind of get it. Like, what the hell?
To find out who killed her son.
That's a nice moment of introspection, DSP. So you understand the complaints that were made against past DSP. So does that make you toxic, or it's a Cohen, or a paradox? Because if DSP disagrees with past DSP, he's simultaneously toxic and not toxic. Because he's toxic for disagreeing with DSP, but he's not toxic because he's DSP and therefore can't be toxic. Which is he? I guess it's some sort of ascended state of toxic. But where's he going with this? Nowhere. Never mind. I give up.
I instantly eat some red meat and my foot explodes like a bomb. Yes, my foot will swell up and I'll be in excruciating pain.
People grew up and people also began to understand how to
Guys,
appeal to broader
if
audience.
you could,
Exactly.
tonight, if you could support the stream in some way, I would really appreciate it. Typically, these streams have done quite well for support. Tonight, not so much, I guess. But I appreciate everyone who is here and hanging out.
No, another form of
Thank you
doxing.
for that. Please consider it. Maybe a tip, a super chat, or a membership. All right? All right, let's continue.
Let's beg.
If me saying this is begging,
It is
I
begging.
guess I'm a beggar. And you know what?
Gout
I think I'd
grenade.
rather
We need
be
to
a
develop
beggar
one of these.
Than a Keemstar. By the way, I just received.
That's
a
how you
very
take out the
generous
fire
tip.
giant in
Wow,
Elden Ring.
thank you
You
guys.
attack
I
his
just
gout.
received a $51 tip from Jared Jackson. So now we can mind control all these creatures, and we can do all kinds of stuff.
Pretty
Woody Carl did a
badass,
super
huh?
chat. He says, "Would you go through all these trials to save Jasper Kitty?" I'd probably go through some trials. I don't know.
No,
if I
hell
would
no.
Go through all of
This
these
dude wouldn't
trials.
leave the
It would
house for
depend on the
Jasper
situation,
Kitty.
But I mean, if in truth, if a crazy psycho killer kidnaps a family member or a loved one and is going to have you go through these
You wouldn't
trials,
do this
likely
for
they're
Cat
not looking to have a
DSP.
winner,
Quit playing
right,
with
at
me.
the end, right? It's not like Saw where you can actually survive. It's probably like it's just a way to fuck with you. So why give the killer that satisfaction of having you go through the trials?
Yeah, you
to
should
die
just
again,
let
right?
let
That's
him
what they
kill your
want.
loved one.
Why give them what
Yeah.
they want, right?
Flex on
So
him.
more Heavy Rain next week. Same
Wait,
time,
isn't that
same
what
place.
Kaiser
In the
Soze did?
meantime,
Oh shit,
I
DSP's
thank you
agreeing
all
with Kaiser Soze.
for
It's dangerous.
hanging out with me here tonight, and those still watching on demand, thank
Oh,
you.
you took my
Remember,
family
if you
hostage?
become a
Well, how about
member
I
of
kill
this
him
channel,
first?
You get access to this stream immediately. You don't have to wait all week. If not, I'm going to upload this in parts over the course of the week.
I sure
So
hope
you'll
YouTube
check those
agrees with
out
me.
Too, all right, everyone, thank you so very much.
You two better start working.
Until
Cooperating.
next time, peace out.
And
My
YouTube.
favorite part, mobile games. Let's bust out our mobile phones.
Oh, thank God he said mobile
Let's
phones.
get ready to play mobile games.
Let's whip out your cock.
There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back
Holding
of my
my family
head, the back
hostage.
of
I
my
give
mind,
up.
and it's always telling me it's WWE Champion
Let's give up.
time. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
if they kidnap the WWE
He's a
Champions
mobile game
account,
addict.
you'll kill
Little
someone over that. That's not a problem.
Indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money.
All right, very good. And let's see. I think I only have 2 more clips. Is this one? No, this is the one that he was crying about. Let me hear a little bit
The
about
happy medium between you doing side stuff in Final Fantasy VII versus skipping it, even big stuff like the Deku Tree in Zelda, people scolded you for both. Isn't it contradictory? Yes.
this. Oh, okay.
Expand Dong, you have to understand something. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't when you're DSP.
I love how proudly he praises himself as a victim. This is how cool I am. I'm always a victim. Don't you want to be me?
Yes. Expand Dong, you have to understand something.
Look at this face.
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't when you're DSP.
Smug little asshole.
That's just the way
I
of life
love
around
being
here
a
for me,
victim.
and I've gotten used to it.
I'm the best
All right?
victim
I'm
out
gonna give
here.
you some examples, okay?
I'm actually one of the best overall victims in the country.
So, DSP, the quality of all your gameplay sucks.
Someone steals his phone.
You still use a
man, we'll
camera
be on-
pointed
Yeah.
at the TV. You got to
He would
go
call him the,
modern.
like,
You got to capture. You got to
CIA
jump
to try
in
and
the
find
live
this
stream.
dude.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll do that.
FBI, CIA,
DSP, the
Interpol,
quality
getting
of
all
your
of them in
gameplay
there.
sucks. You don't put enough time and dedication into your playthroughs. You rush through them. You don't do side content. You got to take more time to play the games rather than rushing through them. Okay, I'll start doing that. DSP, your gameplay sucks. Your
Yeah.
commentary is too immature.
Yeah.
Your commentary is all about sex and,
It's
race
bad jokes.
and all this stuff that's so cringe risque for teens. You got to grow up.
For kids,
Everyone on
for
YouTube's
kids.
changing for the better.
We
Okay, I'll
admit
change
that your approach is for
DSP,
kids.
Your gameplay sucks. Your videos are of the wrong length. You have to increase the length of your video, or maybe you have to shorten the length of your video. No one can agree, but it doesn't matter. Your gameplay still sucks. Change it. DSP, your thumbnails suck. You auto-select thumbnails off of YouTube. Why do you do that? Wait, now you're actually generating thumbnails? Well, those thumbnails are way too generic. You need to make better thumbnails than that. DSP, your titling sucks. Your titling on your video has to be better. You can't just have a number. Oh, wait, now you've started adding actual descriptors to your videos to say what's in the video. That's not good enough either. Don't you know you're supposed to have clickbait on every single title?
I think another thing that he doesn't understand is that not every criticism is a command. Not every criticism that you're going to hear is, hey, you should do this thing, otherwise you're a piece of human garbage. But DSP, of course, interprets it like that. He sees everything in that kind of dynamic, that everything's an attack on him. A lot of times in DSP's chat, people are suggesting things just for the sake of suggesting it. Hey, DSP, have you considered playing Helldivers? DSP,
That's a personal attack. I've told you my view on Helldivers. Mods, get this guy out of here.
And it happens with his gameplay suggestions in general. Is people say, hey, you should do less side content. Maybe try that out. DSP flips out about that. Hey, DSP, I'm not a really big fan of your your titling system. Oh, well, that's an attack. You've attacked me. You've hurt me and my cat.
Title of every video, and
Your detractor stream don't include giving me money. That's I'm sorry, I'll work on it.
Video so people can see it. Okay, hold on. Let's continue. DSP, your streams suck.
Yeah, exactly.
You ignore
What's
your
the
chat.
point of having numbers
if
they're already out of
What's
order?
up with that? What's the point of streaming? What's fan service? I never heard of it. Oh wait,
DSP's
now you're
gonna
actually
get topless
interacting
for
with
us.
your
Damn.
chat. Well, that sucks. You talk with your chat too much, and now
I do not
lost
want
the
DSP
appeal of your
fan
videos
service,
when you're
thank
just
you.
focused on the game. You're too distracted by
Oh
your chat.
no,
now.
my shirt broke open.
I can keep going. All right. Literally, these are all things over the last 10 to 15 years that people have said. I directly listen to criticism. I change
No, you do not.
for supposedly the better,
No, you
just
do
for
not.
people to come back and tell me you're still doing it wrong.
No, you do not.
Okay? So, perfect example.
These are all the same people, by the way.
Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I start playing the game, and immediately I tell you guys, wow, a lot of this side content doesn't seem very interesting or meaningful to me. I'm going to skip it, and I'm going to do the things that only seem meaningful or the things that lead to story. My playthrough is still very lengthy. I still easily
Yeah, because you're stupid and you had trouble doing basic
and
shit.
people tell me, oh, your playthrough sucked because you skipped all the side content.
No, you always have to
what a
twist his
horrible
arm to make him
playthrough
do
you did,
anything, but
right?
he always implemented
So now
everything.
I'm playing Final
man.
Fantasy VII Rebirth. Wow, I'm really enjoying this side content. I think the pacing is well done. You do a big story beat that's like 5-6 hours. Then you get to an open world segment. You do side content for 5-6 hours, and the alternation formula.
He didn't say that at the
will
time.
probably
He said
work
that
really
the opening
well.
segment took too
I'm
long.
really enjoying this. Let me go ahead and do all the side content. Oh, Ffil, you're doing it wrong. Don't you know that's boring to your audience?
Exactly,
Why are you doing
Irie.
side content? You should be skipping it
The
all.
card
and
game
just
was
going right to the
boring.
story.
I
We're
enjoyed
tired.
it
We want
because it was
story.
funny
It's
watching
like,
DSP play a card
what?
game, but not everyone's going to be on board
and
with that.
that's the problem with me. All right, that's exactly what I've been going through as a creator. Anyone else who does something in a way,
But does DSP do that? Does DSP give contradictory advice for things? YouTube needs to do this, but they also need to do this, but also they definitely need to do this. And why are they doing that thing that I mentioned first that they should do? That's stupid. What they really should do is this. Every single person has multiple expectations asked to them from Darkside Ffil. He says that PewDiePie should do this, but he really shouldn't do this, but he should do this. And he's all over the map. But when DSP does it, that's perfectly logical. That's being, continuous improvement kind of guy. Or detractors should do this, or detractors should do this. But DSP, also another thing to consider is this is something that everyone deals with always. It's something that just exists as part of the human experience. If you worked retail DSP, you would know this, that every single bit of advice you get will get contradicted within the week. It happens. You just do what you think is right. And of course, DSP does do what he thinks is right. And that's basically piss off his chat whenever he gets the chance.
it all works. It's
Or Ffil
fine.
would
It's
be
good.
convinced he's
We're
talking to a
grateful
real
that they make
person if he's
content. It's
charged.
free content. It's fun content. They put hard work in.
Maybe
this
Sonic.
is amazing. Thank you so much. Best YouTuber ever.
Maybe you'd
Here's
cut out a
community
couple
of
things he
supporters.
said regularly
For
to
DSP,
kinda mix it up.
it's no matter what you do, it's never good enough. You're the laughing stock of the internet.
Dinosaur.
Make fun, whip this man, bully him.
Oh my
ruin
God,
his
are you
business,
serious?
Ruin his life, harass his family members. That's
Whip and
all
bully
perfectly
him.
fine just because
Pee
he's
on this
DSP,
man.
and even when he actively does everything that you are asking for to change for the better, still say it's not good enough. That's my life. I wish that was a gross
I'm so
exaggeration.
sorry.
It's
It is a
literally
gross
not.
exaggeration. It's
That
an
is my
insanely
life.
childish
And I've just come to the
exaggeration.
point where I've accepted it. That it doesn't matter what I do to improve.
He's accepted it as he cries every stream about how things are not exactly lining up in chat where everyone agrees with one decision. I've accepted that I can't please everyone. That's why I still get pissed about it to this day. In fact, to this hour almost, I still get pissed about it.
People are still going to hate me for no reason. So I don't care. I'm going to improve for me and for the
That's not
audience
true.
that's actually
We'll be
here.
there.
Okay? And then I'm going to move forward positively.
Yeah,
I'm not going
Ronan,
to listen when people say dumb shit like,
It's because
don't do the
he
side
pads
content
his
of Final
shit so
Fantasy
much.
VII. If you tell me not to do the side content of Final Fantasy VII, I'm going to say, don't watch an RPG playthrough, you idiot.
And then
Because
they're going to
that's
leave.
what an RPG is.
And then they're
It's
going
a
to leave, and then you're going to cry
role-playing
about that.
game. You're pretending that you're a person in the game, running around doing content. That's the point of the game. If you skip all the content in a role-playing game, you might as well not play a role-playing game. Okay? Now you might say, well, then why did you skip the content of Zelda? Because that content sucked. In my opinion, the content was boring. If I could have skipped...
What about our opinions? Can we say that the content in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth sucks? And can we ask you, DSP, as the viewers, we don't want to see that content. DSP says, no, I'm going to do it. What about us, DSP? Do we have any capacity to judge what is meaningful and what is not?
all of that content...
Let's go with Salty Wizard.
...and easily beelined through the game and had fun with it still, then that content was meaningless.
It's a good strategy,
that content was padding, right? So there you have it. With Final Fantasy VII, I'm actually having fun with the side content.
Wow, that was intense.
That's
I want to hear that.
With Final Fantasy VII, I'm actually having fun with the side content.
It's a lot
That's
of
a lot
views.
different. So let's keep doing it, right? And the other thing that I feel that people don't get is that when I am playing a game and I'm doing this kind of commentary, it's my opinion. You don't have to agree. You don't. You can completely disagree. Maybe you think the side content in Tears of the Kingdom was like the best side content out
Or maybe they liked it. It doesn't have to
and
be.
Therefore, that's why you were upset that I skipped it. You have the ability to think that. That's fine. I'm not
But
gonna
don't
sit here
criticize
and
me.
say that's invalid.
Don't
People
vocalize
like
your
different
thoughts.
things, different strokes for different folks. For me, I relayed intelligently
Exactly, Roman Brahman.
why I didn't like the content.
I
felt
don't know
like it
about
was
intelligently.
padding.
You kind
I
of
felt
were
like the game
frothing
was
at the mouth
bloated.
and
They
silly.
put too much side content in, so much that it was just
After you
takes
got
up
hit
your
by that
time
lightning
and
bolt,
isn't
you started
meaningful,
falling
and I
apart
didn't
really
care to do
hard.
it. And I still enjoyed the game overall. I
You
still
hated
really
that
liked
game.
Tears of the
What?
Kingdom, right? I think wasn't it in my Game of the Year countdown?
But you
So
shit on it the
obviously I
entire
liked
time
it.
you were playing
But
it.
People today, sadly, are just so black and white mentality. Like
Yeah,
I hate
that's
to
the
say
guy
it's
right there. I'm
almost
looking
a
at him.
simpleton's way of thinking. Either you like something
Commissar
or you hate
approaches.
it. No, that's not real life. In real life, it's not black and white, good and evil, like dislike, right? There's many layers between of moderation, as they say, shades of gray. That's where the reality of life actually is. Just because I played Tears of the Kingdom and I didn't like an aspect of it doesn't mean it's a bad game, right? Just because I'm playing Final Fantasy VII and I'm loving it doesn't mean it's going to be my game of the year either.
But you said
You know?
earlier that it
But people
could
don't
be
get
your game
that.
of the year.
They literally just sit there thinking either you like it or you don't. So because Ffil said that some of the side content of the Tears of the Kingdom was no good, right? That means the game sucks. No. Because Ffil chose to skip the side.
DSP, this has been an issue ever since you started playing games ever. Is that this man will scream and cry and whine and bitch and complain and moan and groan and caterwaul and further synonyms all day about the game. Say that it's trash, the inputs suck, it dropped my input, I don't know what I'm doing, it's too confusing, it's very cryptic, there's no meaningful content, there's sex everywhere. This can all be one game, by the way. And then, after it's all over, say, yeah, the game's pretty good. People sense that incongruity, DSP. If I talked all through a movie about how shitty it was, how every single scene sucked, all the writing was terrible, and all of it was, well, I guess that would kind of work with Battlefield Earth. But you get what I'm saying. If I said that this movie was ass because of this, this, and this, and then afterwards said, oh man, it's a good movie, 8 out of 10. No, that's incongruent. What makes people convinced that you don't like games is that you will not stop crying about them. When you say, oh, I really like Tears of the Kingdom, that comes off as you being a very disingenuous person because I watched you flip out while playing it. I've never seen a grown man have that kind of weird ass meltdown while playing a children's game. And then you want to try and tell me afterwards, oh, I liked it. I was a huge fan. But remember, he's an honest guy. He's not like these shills.
Content of Tears of the Kingdom, but now he's doing it in Final Fantasy VII. That makes him a hypocrite. No, it doesn't. But you have to be intelligent and mature to understand that. And sadly, a lot of people on the internet are not. They really have this childlike understanding.
Yep, I'm looking at the guy right now.
Of how things work on the planet, and that's not how the planet really works.
Yeah, he said Zelda's not a children's game. It was too complicated. Children would never be able to play this game.
Okay. Continuing on here. So anyway, yeah, in summary,
DSP is the guy who I know
don't
most
believe, no matter
engages
what
in
I
black and
do,
white thinking.
no matter how I do it, there's always going to be this consensus that Ffil sucks.
Yeah, it's a pretty good consensus.
Look at how much I've improved.
It's
look
actually
at how much
everyone.
I've worked hard to improve my content.
It might be one of the
last
greatest
2 years.
consensuses in human
Everything
history.
has improved. The quality of the video itself, the gameplay, the quality of the visuals of the webcam and the setup.
It's an
thumbnails,
overwhelming,
titling,
actually terrifying
everything. And then
consensus.
What's the next thing? Oh, it's still not good enough. You still got to change more.
99% of humans hate me.
Oh.
Listen, at what point do you say,
That's quite
okay,
a bit.
maybe it's not the fact of Ffil, but it's the fact that there's such a mentality against Ffil that he just
it's not
sucks.
Ffil.
That's what the
People who
reason
don't
why
like
people
Ffil.
think he sucks. Not because they actually watch the content and don't like it. It's because they just don't watch the content. They just say he sucks. Right?
This is brought up fairly often in streams when people say, I could not watch DSP without the detractors. And I think that that's a truth that DSP would cry if he ever had to really confront, is that he is insanely unappealing by himself. He is only funny through the context of people making fun of him, but he wants to contextualize it like it's all this bullying, all this cruelty. But no, man, you would not be here if the detractors weren't here making fun of you. Because you're like eating grain right off the stalk. It's bad for you. It's very abrasive to you. You have to process all this shit. But you want to make us be the villains in this context. Buddy, we are your saviors. We're the only ones keeping you around. You should really be thankful of us.
Right? There you go. Okay. Continuing on. Big
All right, take care,
Ocho
Chris.
with a $10 super chat says RPG equals role-playing
works
game.
out.
Exactly. Why are you watching someone play a role-playing game if then you're going to complain that they're actually doing the content of the game that's intended to be done?
How come that same excuse of I'm in a role-playing game, so I'm playing the role of what the character would do? How come you don't do romance stories? Because Shadowheart clearly wants to jump your bones or whichever character, and that's in the role. You just gotta put boots to her, right? And same thing with the dude who turns into a bear. He wants that action too. Well, what about that, DSP? How come that role can be negotiated? That one can be eliminated. But I have to do all this meaningless side content. I don't know if you guys know this, but Cloud is a huge fan of TCGs. So he has to play all the TCGs. He's a huge nerd. This is such a dumbass excuse, a dumbass line of logic, DSP.
Right? That's bizarre to me. I tuned into an RPG stream and I complained that they were doing the content. Why weren't they skipping it all? Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. Stupidity. All right, I got my last one here. I think it might be... Okay, it might be going over some of the other stuff, but we'll just get right into it.
Right now, out of all the stuff that I'm doing, the stuff that seems to be the most positive is the throwback stuff. Meaning, these throwback streams I'm doing once a week, when people show up to those streams, they're excited. They're very, very positive. They're really enjoying the content. We hang out, we have a good time, chill vibes, enjoying these older games.
Chill vibes.
Right?
I haven't heard chill
Laughing at
vibes in a while.
Commentary and the old style of gameplay and everything. You know, these streams are very engaging and supportive, you know? And overall, the videos do decent. I mean, they don't do amazing. I'm not getting thousands of views on me reacting to my old content.
Okay,
at the
immediately
same time,
shits
it's
on his
pretty
own
consistent.
progress.
Like, people
Nice.
watching it really are enjoying it and liking the content. And what's happening is, because I'm doing these streams consistently, that channel is building itself up consistent viewership now.
Possibly Game
Which is
Master, I can
good.
see that.
That's what any channel needs, right? Not sporadic, but consistent viewership. So what's happening is the throwback channel is finally getting to the point where it's earning me a few bucks. Not a ton, but it's earning me a few bucks. It's mostly because of the streams and those
Why are
videos
we
of
discussing
Heavy Rain
this?
that are doing decent for the channel. Now, what other content is on that channel? There's the classic Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, as well as the Red Dead Redemption 1 playthrough from 2010. Those are the playthroughs where they're being upscaled, flicker reduced, audio improved,
Some footage stolen.
fused together to be 30-minute parts,
Footage
modern
stolen?
thumbnail, and modern titling. Okay, a lot of work is going into those.
Modern.
When I started
with
putting
new
those up in
words
January,
that have been invented
they were
since
doing
then.
good. Like every video was getting between 500 to 1,000 views, and people
Earl.
were very excited. Well, it's now March, and the playthroughs continue. You know, Final Fantasy 13 is a long playthrough. It's between 30 to 40 hours long. Red Dead Redemption is around a 20-hour playthrough.
Where is this going?
Okay?
This is so dumb.
So, yeah.
Why are we
these
discussing
playthroughs
the
being as
financial
long as they
success of
are,
these things? Continue, DSP. I'm sorry. I'm just
sadly,
impatient. I
the
have
viewership
ADHD.
has
I'm
dramatically
sorry.
dwindled. I mean, I'm lucky to get, I'm serious, I'm lucky to get 100 views on one of those videos on the day it releases. Now, over time, they are accumulating more views, but you can tell that the playthroughs have stagnated because they're so long. I've been doing 30-minute
that
parts
makes sense.
of a you know, a 30-hour playthrough. You're talking
No,
60
Bill, he
plus
said he had
parts
to take care of
to finish the
something
game.
important.
The most hated man online.
And for example, with Final Fantasy 13, I want to say today or yesterday, we released like part 33, 34. And with Red Dead, I think we just released like part 18 or something like that.
R2,
So
he
we're,
said
like,
he had to do
getting
his
there.
taxes earlier, but then a couple of days ago, he said he had to deal with something important. So what I think is happening is that he's doing his taxes, and he forgot that he was doing his taxes or that he mentioned it. And so now he's doing something important, And I think that his game is to try and weaponize it in some way. Oh yeah, we had to go get, cat's hooves retexturized and they found a lump or whatever. I'm not saying he would go that far, but I'm saying that's his gameplay, is to use the mystery to set up a foundation of a new beg.
Right? We're getting there, but it's just taking a long time.
Because he's done that so many times.
Those playthroughs, I'm happy
just
that
gotta
we're
deal
putting
with
them up
something
for posterity
serious, guys.
purposes, 'cause that was the
Something
whole
serious.
point of doing this work, is
I'll
to get
bet.
those playthroughs
I'm
up
sure we're
so
gonna
people
hear
can watch
about
them
it.
in the future. Make it so that they don't get claimed or blocked, so that people can actually watch them and enjoy them and not have to worry about in a year, oh, half the playthrough's missing, because that's what used to happen with those old playthroughs, right? So that's why all this is happening.
Let's go
But
play
at the very same
investment.
time,
They
yeah,
would
it's a
send
little
DSP
disheartening.
an
The whole idea of
invite.
the project was hopefully people would be excited, and for years people asked me to put those playthroughs up, and it's a lot of work to get those out there. And now all of a sudden the interest seems to be completely dead for these playthroughs. Like almost no one's watching them. We get about, like I said, maybe 100 views on the day they come out, if that. So, I think this is a case of what they call the very vocal minority. It was a small group of people who really were dying to see those playthroughs come back on YouTube after being erased years ago. And now that they're coming up, they're like, nah. It wasn't.
But DSP, I don't understand, man. Why can't you do one nice thing for people? One nice thing. These people in your chat, they want this thing. But DSP sees it as, if you're not enough people to want something, you don't even matter. Which is rather cruel, because DSP likes to see himself as a person of fairness and virtue. But if you're not the majority, you are nothing to DSP. Nothing. And I will do nothing for you. That's rather despotic, DSP. You're not willing to upload old footage because a couple of dudes asked for it? Why not? Now, DSP would complain about all the work that goes into it. Fine. Don't do all the work then. Just upload your old shit. Who cares? Can't do it. I have to put all this work in, and if you guys aren't paying up, not doing it.
A big deal. But what I'm happy is that not only is that content going live for posterity purposes, but now with the Retro React streams,
right,
once
Richard
a week,
Parker.
the channel's actually
always on the edge of
something
disaster.
interesting, right?
I love CBT.
I'll be honest, the Retro React stuff is actually some of the most fun stuff that I've been doing recently. I really enjoy our Sunday nights together.
I'll bet you
just
do.
Chill and react to the old playthroughs.
Cringing all
It's really
throughout
fun.
it.
And I don't just mean Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain's great, but also the Red Dead and the Dark Souls stream was great too. Like, I hope that we can actually keep this stuff as a staple. I've now been around for
because he
15
gets so
years,
easily
and there are
distracted.
so many old classic
He's going to do
playthroughs that we can
polls
sit
and
back
then
and
start doing a
relax
little bit of
and we can
something.
react
He's
to
going to wait
them
for his
and have a good time
PC
with.
to start
I'm
working,
looking forward to
do
doing more
polls,
of
get
those in the
confused.
future moving forward. I hope you guys like it as well.
Oh my god, he's drinking sperm?
So anyway, here's the state of how everything's going in summary. DSP Gaming is slow right now.
Yeah, Sleepy, that's a good point. You own a business. You own a business, right? Most businesses have a secret currency called goodwill, and frankly, you're lacking in it. Yeah, that's something else too, because if people notice patterns, people notice it, and they say, oh, these people were asking for this thing from DSP, but because he wasn't making money, he dropped it. That discourages people from wanting to engage with you, DSP. If they see that you are essentially punishing or going back on your word or dismissing their requests, why would they want to deal with you? They saw how you dealt with the other customers. I'm gone. Goodbye. Still doesn't understand that. Business graduate, by the way. Business degree.
Now. And there's nothing I can really do about it when the only hot new releases have been RPGs and people are already RPG'd out. Alright? And when people say things like, well, I don't get it, because those games are doing better on other channels. Yes, giant channels. You're right. Big popular channels with engaged viewer bases of people who virally come there because those people are popular. Doesn't matter what they do, they get viewership no matter what.
DSP, do you wonder why people are popular? Do you think it's somehow bestowed upon them as some sort of blessing or curse? Do you think that they sign up for some sort of program and then become popular as some sort of training course? No, they get popular because they're interesting, because they're engaging, because they're entertaining. Things don't happen from nothing more often than not. Now, you do have people who get propped up on popularity that is hard to explain. There's plenty of dudes who I think, wow, why is this guy popular? I don't really get it. But Maximilian Dude, he has a viewer base because he's interesting, because he's fun, because he's entertaining, because he treats content well, because he doesn't yell at his audience. Not because he's got millions of dollars. He has $1 million because he's entertaining. It's a sequence, DSP. And DSP will never face that reality because he will have to look at the fact that he's not entertaining. So he has to shit on them, that they're just popular. without ever asking why popularity exists. It's not in high school, DSP. Maximilian Dude isn't popular because he's hot. It doesn't work that way. And outside of high school or middle school, you know.
All right, for me, the
I was
first
the hot guy in
RPG
middle
did
school.
good, Baldur's Gate. Then that
Hot
got
because
tired
I
when we
tried
hit
to
the 100
set
hour
myself
mark.
on
Then I
fire.
started another RPG. Then I started another RPG. What do you think would happen? But those are the games that are out.
I saw it
That's
on
just what
Jackass,
I'm
dude. I
facing.
can't be held
If I was a
accountable for
different
my
kind of
actions.
content creator who played every viral game, jumped on every bandwagon, co-opted out the ass, but didn't really care about the quality of what I was putting
do you
out. I
know?
just cared about the viral popularity of what
How
I
do
was
you know
playing.
that Maximilian
I'd
Dude
probably
doesn't
be
care
in a
about his
very good
content?
position right now, and no one would give a shit, right? But that's just the situation that we are in right now. And you deal with it. You move forward positively. Listen, this year
Very
is not
hot.
a slouch for games. We got a lot of interesting, fun games coming up that are going to be very different, and people will be more interested in seeing me play
Exactly,
rather
Willis.
than RPG. Okay?
That's funny, Irie.
So anyway,
Man, that's why it takes so long.
That's
huh?
just where we are with DSP gaming.
Holy
I
shit, that
hope
would be a
more people
nightmare.
Will come to watch Final Fantasy VII.
Should have
but there's no guarantee. I can't make them show up.
the
What I
dude
would
who
hope is
tracks
that
them on
because
Twitter
things are
do all
slowing
that.
down right now. People will say, okay, now I'm ahead of Phil, so I can watch his streams. Because I miss the days of having a bunch of people on a stream for a hot new game. I do. DSP Reacts is basically just my react show once a week at this point. I know that I was doing movie reviews, TV show reviews, and things like that. They just didn't do very well.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Really
know, when I was
cares
doing
about
those
quality.
videos, I was watching
You
hours
tell
of content,
Maximilian
then
Dude his
recording a
quality's too
review
low. Is he gonna
just to put
freak
a
out
video
on
that
you?
would get,
Probably
200
not.
views.
He's gonna
Oh
look at
my
it. Oh, it looks
God.
alright. You sure?
And it was like, wow, I invested all that time into a video that really didn't add anything to the channel. So that's why I stopped kind of doing it. I think when something hype comes out, like for example, if there's a big movie everyone's talking about, or when the Fallout show comes out, what is it, April? That's the kind of stuff
I'm very
that I would
nervous
want to
about
watch.
that show. I want to watch
and
it, but I'm
basically
scared.
review for you guys. But right now, I don't think that just willy-nilly reviewing movies here or there is going to work.
Because
Like, I
your
don't think
movie
it's gonna be
reviews
that
are
exciting.
trash.
Okay, so that's what's going on with the React
I would
channel.
say they're
Right
objectively
now,
terrible.
I think the Throwback channel, out of all my content that I'm putting out, is actually doing the best
Hey,
because
loggers
of the
warning,
weekly
Phil
retro
will not
react
fall
streams.
for any rock
You know, the
propelled
fact that
explosive traps.
both
Okay.
longtime fans
Keep
as
that in
well
mind.
as some newcomers who have watched my content over the last few years but didn't know about my past are coming by and chilling on Sunday nights in the with the react streams.
Wait.
right? Having a good time. Yeah.
How do they not know about your past, DSP? Because they're the ones who were telling you back then that you need to make less sexual jokes. Because these are all the same people, according to you, DSP. So what are you saying they didn't know about that? They were there,
Enjoying, reminiscing
obviously.
about the past and, reacting and relaxing. It's a nice vibe. It really
It's
is.
true,
like
Wesley.
These Sundays
He
now,
wishes
these
he
react
had that kind of
Sundays for
power.
me are more of my laid back day. I know I don't have to do any gameplay today. So I'm not pressured to perform and do well or make progress or make an advancement in rankings and get a bunch of wins in Tekken or something like that. Instead, it's just more relaxed atmosphere. And I like that. Today, I'm just going to watch a bunch of clips you guys
Just
submitted.
gonna kick
I'm
it
gonna
and
react to
yell
them.
and
We're gonna have
complain
some
all
fun
day.
Discussion.
Nice,
Tonight, we're
chill
gonna watch more
whining.
games I used to play. We're going to react, have some fun discussion, and just have
Fun
a good chill day
griping.
together. That's cool to break it up. I like that also we're doing it on Sundays. It's right dab in the middle of my streaming week. So it's the perfect thing to break up that week so it doesn't become too much of the
No,
same
the
all
Fallout
week long,
show,
right?
it's
So
really
fucking
terrifying to me
lazy.
for that exact reason,
The
Scott.
stream ended because I was lazy, and I don't want that to ever happen.
Maybe the opposite
So
could
right
happen.
now,
Getting it away from
the
Bethesda
retro
will make
reacts
it
are
good.
probably some of my
Maybe.
most fun stuff I'm doing, and honestly, it's probably doing the best out of a lot of my content right now. Like, people are consistently showing up, engaging,
Burping.
and supporting those streams. And that's good. And the views on those videos are decent.
Oh, all right, money.
Sweet.
It's money time.
Hope you guys are having a good time. If you could support the stream in some way, I
Please
would
give me the
very, very
money.
much
I just
appreciate
talked
that.
about this.
As simple as, something like a super chat or
I'm
a
not
tip
one of
would
these
be
big
great.
streamers
Like I
with
said,
people
I
who
try
give
to
me
hit the
money
201 tip
without
scroll on every
prompting.
stream. Since I started playing, we haven't had a single tip.
Shit.
Playing, excuse me. Since I
Oh,
started
man, we're gonna have to
streaming
start
this
cleaning
show, I haven't
house.
had a single tip. So it would be
Get
great.
these broke idiots out of here.
If someone wanted to, hit that goal, that would be great, and then we could continue on. All right.
I e-bag, right? You're constantly asking your viewers and your fans for contribution.
Your kids will remember you as perfect in every way. They didn't have time to grow contemptuous of you. Your wife will cry on the outside, but will be secretly relieved. To be fair, your marriage was falling apart.
Wait, what?
If-
What? Oh, this is fucked up. At first, okay, here's my initial reaction. Sadly, when this happened, I started to tear up because I'm like, man, I'd be so sad,
If something were to happen to me, and I would leave my family behind, see?
Oh, you
that's,
can't be
that's
serious.
really like sad stuff,
can't
right?
be
I'm thinking
serious,
for
man.
myself, if I were to leave Kat and Jasper behind, if something were to happen to me, how
Continue.
sad that would be. It makes me sad to think about that. And then he says, oh, your wife would secretly be happy. if you died.
Yeah,
And
it's a
I'm
little
like,
bit too
what?
realistic for you, huh,
Like,
DSP?
that flips the whole narrative on its head.
You better not watch
Like,
my
what the
videos then,
fuck?
DSP, of
She's
the
happy because
DSP
your
endings.
marriage was bad, and she's happy to see you go. What the hell?
It happens
I wasn't
sometimes,
expecting the
DSP.
story to go there. So hold on, let me
Put
get
your hand down,
let me
DSP.
get a
What the hell are you
tissue.
doing?
But the narrative is flipped so badly that now that
Doing a
emotion
Jeff
really isn't
Goldblum
valid
impression
anymore.
over there?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching DSP versus the Internet. For those who were here live, thanks for watching. I hope you had.
All right. So the thing with narcissists, and it's something that gets easily overlooked, is that they are human. They do have human wishes. They have human desires and they have human fears. The thing to keep in mind, though, is that they're all presented through the lens of the narcissism. For example, I do think DSP does feel lonely whenever he was without Kat, or without Leanna, or without John. I understand that he feels lonely, but he never sees people as additional people with their own lives. He sees them as things that exist to make him happy. So if they're not there to make him happy, of course he feels lonely. And not only make him happy, but praise him and idolize him and tell him that he's good and he did nothing wrong. So from that perspective, you can understand why he would fear loss. You know, who's going to run the washing machine? Who's going to cook me food? Who's going to tell me I did nothing wrong? I did everything correct. And as much as we make a joke about that, they are probably things that DSP wants to count on. So it could be, I could see the narrative that DSP is saddened by these things legitimately. But it doesn't make me feel anything for him because I see what kind of man he is. He would be worried about Kat fending for herself without him. You know, Kat, the same woman that she was abused, and DSP went ahead and told people about it to try and get heat off of him. He cares about this woman, the woman that he brings up only to discuss how incompetent and stupid she is all the time and how she breaks everything. He cares about this woman. He cares about Jasper, the animal whom he skipped the blood work on and said that it was a scam and who pukes and shits all over the house. He cares about Jasper. No, he cares about himself. It's always about himself.
Had a good time. For those who supported the stream, thank you very much. We do this every Sunday. If you want to become a member today,
and it was missing some pages, so he didn't get all the information.
Because then you can be the people to submit the clips for next week's show.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. You guys gotta read. Alright, I gotta read this one.
Oh
This
yeah, I
one's
gotta
great.
read this. Something
Truth
toxic.
Seeker 1 did 100-bit cheer and says,
How can you live with yourself sipping cherry juice and eating turkey burgers while counting the thousands of dollars that you scammed from children on Twitch? You need to go get a real job.
I love that quote so much. I want to hear it again.
Juice.
I haven't heard this in a while.
You guys gotta read. Alright, I gotta read this one. This one's great. Truth Seeker 1 did 100-bit cheer and says,
How can you live with yourself sipping cherry juice and eating turkey burgers while counting the thousands of dollars that you've scammed from children on Twitch? You need to go get a real job.
Such a good quote.
That's right. I'm living the life of gourmet, cherry juice, and turkey burgers. I
Yeah, I agree. I think so too.
And I bite, and I ban.
He fears only
That's right,
the
and
loss that
I'm
hurts
rolling in
him
dough, if you didn't know. I just count.
from a
I call
pragmatic
it the children's
standpoint.
millions. That's what I call it. Every day, I pull out my giant, insane wad of cash, and I count the children's millions that I roll in every day. I really
That's when
bring in the
children's
big
millions
dollars
became a
here
meme
on
for a little
Twitch
bit.
with the children's
That one
millions.
didn't stick around that
So,
long.
it's all
Along
about
with
that.
Panay. You guys remember
Thank you for
Panay?
exposing
That one
me on the
disappeared
stream. I've
too.
been completely and utterly exposed on the internet.
There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it.
DSP loves it. He loves it. God dang it. That's this guy. I'm not a big fan of this guy. LTG, dude. Alright, so I want to check his schedule again. Community. Alright, so anyway, before I get into all that, have you got your rapper clause yet? No. I'm still on layaway for that. SJC still uses Panay though. Yeah, but But think about it from a meme evolution standpoint, kind of what the Patriots were talking about in Metal Gear Solid 2, that it's a meme that more or less went extinct. I mean, yes, still some people do it, but think of it like the that fish, that big ass fish that they found, coelacanth or whatever. It's like that. Yeah, there was a guy with the name Children's Millions. I think he got banned eventually. Anyway, thank you everyone for helping me catch up on all this weekend of DSP weird ass rants and tantrums. The biggest takeaway is that he did nothing wrong. The same people have been in his chat and forever. He's never actually banned anyone. It's still all the same people. And YouTube is buggy and stupid for not working perfectly all the time, always. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to stream tomorrow evening probably, and I'm going to go into the schedule segment here. Probably going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, actually probably the rest of the week. I don't know. I might skip Wednesday, quite frankly, because Like a Dragon pisses me off. It's so boring. But the thing to announce, though, is Thursday we're doing a community night on Tekken. So I'm going to start a lobby, and you guys can come in here and beat my sorry ass until I start crying and have a good time with it. So that'd be cool. And I'll make sure to post that on the community tab as well, in case, anyone forgets or hadn't heard it or whatever. And I have something to show you guys. And I watched a Chris Chan stream for the first time the other day. And I'm telling you, that shit was pretty cool. It was a fever dream of extreme bizarre weirdness that I hadn't seen in a long time. It was interesting. And the coolest thing about it is that people were shitting on him hard in his chat. And he wasn't banning people. I didn't think it was possible. I thought that this locale thing made you have to ban waves of people, but not really. Now, granted, what he did was he just didn't acknowledge what anybody said, which is far above DSP, because DSP, what does he say all the time? Okay, I'm not going to address it anymore. Except that he immediately addresses it. Anyway, the last stream I watched had a really funny ending. And I knew once I saw it, I was like, that's it. That's my ending of my stream video. And I did some adjustments to it. And I want to give a little bit of warning because it does have an audio moment. But I'll play it as I end here. Thank you again, everyone, for coming out and joining me. Very much appreciate it. Love you guys. Just as many could not watch DSP without the detractors. The detractors couldn't do it without the love of all of you wonderful people. So have a great night and enjoy this moment of weirdness that I added further weirdness to.
Y'all have a great, safe, blessed day. You know what? I'm going to end this video on a really good, highly vibrational note.
Why should I allow you to talk when you don't support me? You don't give me any money to pay my bills, so therefore you're worthless to me. You don't have anything nice to say, therefore you're worthless to me. All you want to do is say snide comments, snide remarks, therefore you're worthless to me. You guys don't support me financially. You don't support me in a positive way. You don't encourage me to do great things. You don't fucking support me. So why should I support you and give you motherfucking assholes the right to say whatever the fuck you want? You don't get that fucking privilege. I won't let you have that fucking privilege. You want an opinion on this channel? Then donate some money. Put up or shut up. You want the right to talk on this channel? You want privileges? Then start paying my bills, motherfucker. Until you start paying my fucking bills, then you don't have the right, you don't have the privilege or the authority to say whatever the fuck you want on my fucking channel. Because I won't give you the privilege. Because if you're not supporting me monetarily, then you're fucking worthless to me.
Take care and be blessed, all of you. And may you find great light, power, and goodness within yourselves and redeem yourselves and just get out of the toxic minority. Period. Be with the majority and be good.
Get a 60-day supply of the platinum.
No? You know what? I'm gonna say somebody in Russia just died, and no one just died with that second gunshot. Somebody really toxic. Maybe Putin died by his own sword. Anyway, we have cleared the air. Everything is good. All of you take care and have a blessed, safe day and night.